hold each other accountable and keep everybody on the right track, because it is at the level we compete at. It's super tough.
I think it's do it break time, boys. Yeah. Everybody pump out the deal. Let's get some ASMR.
Yep.
Get the microphone up.
I didn't know we were doing it for the pop.
Oh.
Don't worry, I was going to do it.
I'll do that ASMR. Oh, that's going to sound fun.
Give it a slurp, dude.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, man.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Do It Talk. We are here with Teamscream. We've got the boys. What's going on, fellas? We're doing good. Very chill of you. I didn't know you're chill like that.
I'm a pretty chill guy.
Me too. I like that. Well, we're going to introduce what we got over here. We got Shay O'Neill right there in this corner. We've got the man, the X-Man, the Toro man, Joe Foley, looking real cool with the sunglasses. Who we got over here, Big Bird?
We got buddy Chris Koehler and Tyler Davidson.
I feel like they got a bigger intro than us.
It feels like we're
Hey, TJ, where's your announcer? Where's the announcer voice, dude? Well, it's a great day. Thank you, boys, for joining us.
Yeah.
I know you're charging us by the minute here, so
Yeah,
setup took a little while. You know.
You guys are going to be in the hole on this one.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Where are you, Wayne?
We're here in West Lebanon, New York. I know it's some of your guys' first times being here as a crew, chief crew member.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think about the track and the place? We're upstate.
I helped out probably my third year at this show. I mean, this is my first time full time, but I like the track. It's pretty simple out there, but we still get some good air. You guys are gonna have some fun. Hopefully not break too much stuff, but whatever happens, happens. I guess.
I like that.
Should be good.
Good mentality.
Yeah.
Good mentality.
What
What do you think? You got Shay as a crew member. He's a great guy, you know. He gives it 110%.
Yeah, a lot of people.
About Shay?
A lot of people don't really know people know who Shay is, but he's a new guy we just added. We've had CJ for 3 years now, and picked up Shay, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, they both have heart for it, which is the best thing you can have in a crew guy. Is obviously knowledge is huge, but to do what we do, really, you got to have such a passion for it, because what we do is kind of dumb. When you think about all the road time we have, and we're never home, and it's a passion. I mean, you guys know it. You guys travel around with us too. You don't just do this just because it's a job. It's definitely, there's heart behind it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. And speaking of you, CJ, you've been doing it for a few years, and we're here in West Lebanon years later. How do you feel being a crew member for so long and having all the experience?
You know, it's everything I wanted. I always wanted to get involved somehow, and I never really knew how I was going to get here, and just took knowing the right people, and I went to UNOH to get my starter knowledge, and ended up meeting Corey at a show, and he said they needed a full-time guy at Teamscream, and graduated college in 2022, and ended up flying to Glendale in the middle of that tour, and I've been with him ever since, and can't say I regret a thing about it.
That's cool. Starting with the big dogs on a big track.
Oh yeah.
How'd you feel going to that? Were you nervous?
I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I mean, still don't. You know, but may not know what I'm doing, but I can really fake the heck out of it. So
Fake it, and then once you know it, then you make it.
Exactly.
That's good. Well, Chris, we'll move over to you for a little bit.
Sure.
You're next here to the nice big bird.
Yeah.
You started driving a few years ago. You were doing college. You
Yep.
know, you're being a smart man, and you made your way into monster trucks, basically in Throwdown,
Yeah.
and then made it into Monster Jam, and you've been a fan favorite ever since. And there's plenty of memes out there about you in the pit parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Yeah, the school thing. So it was obviously with monster trucks, you never really know what could happen. You know, I could be terrible at it. Something bad like COVID could happen or whatever. Because like entertainment's the first to go. So all these things kind of come into it, and then like the engineering, it's good. It's a good background to have. You know, definitely a lot of what I've learned applies. But yeah, so just racing summers was cool, and now Johnny, actually my little brother, is doing the same thing, but he's going for mechanical. I did welding engineering. He's doing mechanical engineering. So it's pretty sweet actually. He's kind of following not the same path as me, but pretty similar. So and he's been showing some promise. He's a little bit sketchy sometimes, but
Little?
yeah. But he is doing good. I mean, he's learning and he's willing to listen too, which is nice at times. So that's huge as well.
That's good. And Joe, you were the first ever Do It Boys podcast we had.
Yeah,
Chris was upset. You know, Chris wanted to
Yep.
do a pod too.
Yep.
He felt like he got betrayed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta learn the order, guy. I'm first. You're second, okay?
Yeah, you did the
yeah,
test
we're doing
run.
it.
They realized, oh, we need real guests now. Let's bring in some
Oh,
people.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's a good guy who's not wearing sunglasses inside.
Yeah.
It's
That is a little bit
Sunglasses.
crazy. To wear sunglasses inside this camper is a little weird, dude.
Well, you know.
Do you wear your sunglasses at night?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, mine
Always.
aren't completely not see-through like his, so I can
It's a good
actually see
song.
just fine right now.
I got the reference.
I'm a
there.
Terminator shade.
Uh-huh.
I think that
Yeah.
went over your head a little bit.
Yeah.
but-
What is it? What?
Shay
It's
does.
your song, man.
By who?
I wear my sunglasses at night
Yeah.
so I can.
He's got-
Ooh, I know that song.
Yeah.
Dude, I know that song.
You know it?
You hit
Yeah,
that, dude.
I'm
You kind of actually hit that pretty
That was
hard.
pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie to you, you're pretty good on that.
He's got the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Dude, we can do a karaoke session someday.
For a second, I saw your soul leave your body.
Yeah.
And then it came back.
And just
then-
singing it
Out of body experience.
And then you're like,
It was
oh.
out of body experience. For sure.
And then the body came back. It's like, oh.
I still have chills. I still have chills.
Teamscream karaoke.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
You
man.
need to do it, boys. Monday nights karaoke.
Monday Night Raw karaoke
Yeah.
session.
I'll be afraid of that.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
Okay. I love it.
I don't think you guys would have any guests.
No.
Okay.
I would
Dude, that's
call
okay.
in. I would call in and do one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Slow song, nothing fast. Fast ones are hard.
Need to lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
Yeah.
Shows are back.
Joe, your dad's here this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Excited?
Oh, always. Yeah, they got the whole crew coming out here.
Oh,
West Love's close
yeah.
to the house. I mean, it's only like an hour or so away, so pretty much 90% of the crowd out there is in some way a Foley or other.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of pressure. I mean, I don't want to screw up. I did it 2 years ago. I think everybody saw that. I hit a car stack and rolled it.
It was
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
God, that was awesome.
I know. It was fun.
Strapped in
I hated
2 hours
myself, but that's
before.
okay. Oh yeah, I strapped in while the mega trucks were going.
Yeah.
Way before we even started.
Yeah. Way
Way.
much pressure on it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of pressure on it. You know, the belt's tight.
A lot of pressure
A
now.
lot of physical pressure. No mental pressure, all physical.
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all mental pressure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that sucks. But no, I mean, last year went awesome. I'm hoping this year goes good. Hopefully the rain holds out and we'll go out there and tear it up.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping so too. It's looking like the rain might come, but
Yeah.
we get a little drift here and there, you know.
I mean, it'd be cool to come around the backstretch, slide like we did last year.
Yeah.
We're trying to park them for intros. Or I was walking up
Drift
the hill.
Foley.
Yeah.
CJ was about facing that outside
Yeah.
wall parking up the pit party. Dude, that was nuts.
I hope this video is that something.
Rain is definitely coming, I should add.
So, what would you say for rain-wise? Obviously, you gotta drive either more speed or not, depending on how slick it is and how much rain's actually been on the track. The show-wise, obviously, can go
Yeah.
quicker, but besides that, driving in the rain compared to driving in the dirt, what are your how? Oh my goodness! Why can't I think of that?
Preferences?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I knew it was a P word.
You were there. You were on it. You were on it. He was on it.
No, I mean, the mud is not really fun. Not here, at least. It's too hard to hit anything just because it's super, super slick. I mean, sometimes the mud's fun. Like when we do some of the stadiums we've done, like Anaheim wasn't terrible in the mud. It was kind of fun. Except, you know, you kind of sunk to your knees.
Clean up. Yeah.
Sunk to your knees when you got out of the truck. But this place it's very difficult when it is muddy. So dry here is best.
Yeah, I think what some people don't realize or don't know about this track is it's on like a front stretch of a speedway. So you're not riding on flat ground. It has a little bit of a angle to it.
Yeah.
So when you're in the mud and you got to power through everything, so you constantly keeping your wheels spinning. With that being on an angle as well, your truck wants to slide
down.
down the berm. So you're constantly fighting that. So you're not even really driving. You can't point at a jump and just pin it and hit it. You know, you have to actually turn to the high side of it and then kind of adjust for that and then jump it sideways. So it's a totally different ballgame. Yeah, it's a pain.
Gosh,
Yeah.
jumping with the rear steer, that's Joe's
Yeah,
thing.
his favorite thing.
Wild.
Yeah.
Keeps it excited.
We'll get you into some
Keeps
pretty
us busy.
sticky
It takes us
situations
truck.
sometimes.
Just a few.
Yeah.
He's a wild man.
He is a wild man.
Try it.
Yeah.
How's
You gotta
this?
set myself aside from him. Do something different
Who?
for you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Neither do I.
Point and shoot.
Yeah, try to. I hate the rain. That will not be fun.
What's some of your guys' favorite moments been this year? I know Monster Jam went for many weeks.
Yes.
You guys did LA. I know you were bummed that you didn't get to be in the main field because you killed
Yep.
it last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, I mean, LA was cool and to be in the LCQ thing was cool. I would have liked to have been in the main show. Kind of really bummed I didn't make the main show this year, but that's already gone. You know, we're already thinking about next year, so it is what it is. And I know me and Joe feel the same on that. But the biggest thing, I would say one of my favorite moments has to be Detroit on the first day because I think the whole team did great on the first day. Well, both days I think the whole team did sweet, but mainly like my freestyle, I got to drive the Northern Nightmare, which most people saw that, and then like the crowd was like a record-breaking crowd, hometown show, first time I've ever been there, winning freestyle. Like I've never heard like it still gives me like chills thinking about like how loud the place got when I stood on top of the truck at the end after doing that like little barrel roll thing.
Yeah.
Stood on top of the truck and like put my hands up and the place like erupted. Friends were there, family was there, ex-girlfriends were there. It was
Everybody.
it was the best, dude. It was awesome. So that's number one for me, honestly. I think that was pretty wicked.
That's awesome. And I know Northern Nightmare is like a fan favorite to so many
Yeah.
people. How did it feel being able to drive such a cool identity coming into that?
It was like so they called me and asked me. I think I called me like Anaheim, and they asked, and it didn't take much for me to say yes because like one, like that name is legendary. Like Cam McQueen has done so much in that truck, so it was already so cool there. And then like even just running, like that's like growing up watching that truck was awesome. So to get the chance to do that was sweet. And I was worried a little bit that Cam wasn't gonna like that we were bringing his truck out, and I don't know if he was too excited at first, but afterwards, after everything boiled over, he shot me a text and told me it was awesome. You know, he said the same thing. Like he thought it was kind of weird we were bringing out his body because it was his legacy. There was no one else really driving. It wasn't like a shared truck, so it was weird to have somebody else bring it out. But he said I did it right. You know, if they're gonna bring out the name, he wants someone to go out there and kick ass with it. So that was really cool to hear that from him. It meant a lot. So I was pretty excited on that. But yeah, it's when you get a name like that, you can't just go out and suck. You gotta like drive an Avenger, or something like that. Driving a name that has a reputation, you can't just mope around. You have shoes to fill, So, and that's kind of honestly joking. Speak on that too. Being on Teamscream, the legacy that Bergeron, Dad, Brad, all these old drivers, even Steve, like this, I would say still now to this day, this is the best independent team, and there are big shoes to fill, and that's the best part is it puts that pressure on me and Joe, us younger guys, and eventually these guys want to drive as well, and it puts such a pressure on it to be the biggest, the baddest guys out there that, no pressure, no diamonds. I don't think if we had that pressure, I don't think we'd be as good as we are today.
Yeah, it really builds, especially going up. It's been a great team. You guys have good chemistry. Everybody gets along. It's like you're the boys in college.
100%. It's so much fun.
It's like 100 times out of time.
Yeah, that's what makes it nice is we are working hard, but we can all have a laugh. We all get along nice. We do butt heads, but it's because we're around each other 24/7. So we're gonna obviously butt heads, but for the most part, it's so much fun.
But that's for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Someone makes a joke and it's all over.
Yeah, and we know how to leave it at work too, which is nice for the most part. If we argue, like if me and Joe get at it at work, because we're coworkers, whatever. Once the day's over, we could go to the bar. We could go out to dinner, chill, be cool. There's no hard feelings, because we understand at the end of the day, this is a hobby, but this is also a job, So we have to hold each other accountable and keep everybody on the right track because it is. At the level we compete at, it's pretty tough.
I think it's do it break time, boys.
Yeah.
Everybody pump out the field. Let's get some ASMR.
Yep.
Get the microphone up.
I didn't know we were doing a collective pop.
Don't worry, I was going to do it.
I'll do that some more.
Oh, that's gonna sound good.
Give it a slurp, dude.
Oh, that's
Oh, man.
Well, Joe's wearing most of his.
I think I dribbled.
Yep, it's a good thing you're wearing red, dude.
Yes, you did. That was beautiful.
So, I have to ask the question.
What?
Y'all's partake on Wednesday at Collinsville
Yeah.
Yep.
Fairground. How did it go? And obviously we were there for that. So, well, how was it feeling to go into that and put on a good little show at a little fairground and then come here?
It was fun. I mean, it's kind of it's an easy show. I mean, everybody that was there was awesome. But no, just show up, knock it out, and get ready for the next one. But it's not like there was nothing crazy. There was no, we weren't doing backflips or nothing like that. So we hopefully weren't going to hurt the trucks too bad. So it was just roll into town, meet up with Jim, knock the show out, load up, and get over here. So I think it went pretty good. Chris did cool stuff.
I didn't do anything cool there, but
Johnny did cool stuff.
I mean, it's a show. It's not like we weren't trying to do cool stuff. It's just you got to know your area. You know, you got to understand when you do these fairground shows, you're not in a stadium. You're not in a giant speedway. You know, you're in an area where they do like little crash-up derbies or horse stuff, showing animals. So you got to drive smart, drive with your head, because you're there to give the people a show, but you're also there to keep everything safe. And Deal Wilson does a great job running that show. He keeps everything in order. You know, he's been doing it for however long. You know, Hall of Famer. So. He has an easy schedule that he sticks to every year, and it's cool. The people love it there. So, I mean, we've never honestly had any complaints, but it is definitely like if you want to see us at full capacity, you know, that show's fun to go to, but you're going to want to go to like a Monster Jam or a show like this where we really have room to stretch our legs, you know.
It's a great introduction show to monster trucks. Like, the people that go there, they haven't been to shows before, so seeing something like that, you see what the trucks are about.
Yeah.
You realize if you like it or not, and then you go to the bigger shows like the stadiums and West Lebanon here and all that. So it's definitely it's a good one.
Yeah.
I like how old school that was set up too. It's a legitimate like car crash.
Yeah.
Like every wheeling hits off of
It
a
was
car.
straight line. It's like you're in the 80s and 90s just watching a car crash.
Old Roots monster trucks.
Yeah.
The
I like
little
that.
copy rim should have been a little more right, but
Yeah.
It was angled a little bit like that.
It was the dirt was gross too.
Oh, it was rough.
But
You guys tried it, that's all you can do.
we can't not try it. You know?
Hey, you got the fairground food, right? So,
Dude, yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
That is one of the
That makes
biggest
it weird.
perks.
That's an important question. What's everybody's favorite fairground food?
God dang, that's tough, dude.
We're talking like dessert as well.
Yeah.
Candy apple, 110%.
Oh, dude, he's
Yeah.
talking
Candy
Candy
apples, man.
He's crazy.
You're talking
I'll say
like-
it.
He was talking about candy apple a lot.
You have to stop
All day,
talking about it.
All day I was thinking about it.
You gotta find us a candy apple.
You guys were in the air and I was thinking candy apple.
A Mountain Dew and a candy apple.
Dude, that sounds good. I didn't pair it, but next time I might have it.
Yeah, he goes crazy on the candy apples.
Absolutely.
Have you guys ever had fried Oreos and just been like,
Hell
yes.
Hell
man.
I can't eat them anymore. I gotta say.
Really?
I hate myself afterwards. So.
Same.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You like them?
Well,
Yeah.
I think they're good.
I guess
got
your
really
gut can
sick
handle it,
when
bro.
I guess so.
Mine, Foley's built different.
wait. So what? So this is gonna be a really stupid question. What's the difference between fried dough and an elephant ear? Are they the same thing?
Dude,
It's pretty
Or is an elephant ear like a Michigan thing?
I never heard of elephant ears.
I never see
Yeah.
elephant ear usually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
An elephant ear's a big plate thing, dude.
It's a fried dough.
Big fried dough.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
All right. Well, I don't know.
So like you have like hot dog bun. Instead of calling it hot dog bun, you probably just call it long bread. That's what you
Long
call
bread.
fried dough.
Long bread.
It has a name. It's
Long
an elephant.
bread.
An elephant ear is the name of the food.
That's
So
good.
it's really just
Brett's
fried
getting
dough.
technical.
hot dog
Okay.
sandwich.
Long
Right. Long bread.
It's a hot dog.
Hot dog is not a sandwich.
I don't
It
get
would
it.
be if you held it if you disconnected the bottom. If you, on the bun, you open it up, so it's a hot dog. You know, it's its own thing. But if you disconnected the bottom, now it's a sandwich. It's a
Wait.
sandwich.
Isn't a hoagie like that though? It's opened up.
That's a
I'm
sandwich.
not defending a hot dog. It's not a
Hoagie's
sandwich.
a
But
sandwich.
but
You're
hoagie's a
pissing
sandwich.
off.
I'm alright. I'm sorry.
Wait, what's a hoagie? It's like
Your
the
position.
hoagie's like the bread that folds in,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's like a sub roll, but they don't cut it all the way through.
Yeah, like a grinder.
and there's meat in
Grind it.
there.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
some people don't do beef, but you know.
Well, if there's
got
both,
meat eater?
maybe if you shredded a hot dog and put it inside of there, it would be a sandwich. The fact that it's one individual meat.
One
It's a
meat
hot
stick.
dog.
What about when they use some people, probably the South, I think, they use actual piece of bread and then they put the hot dog on it.
I've done that.
We've all done that.
Yeah, when you don't have any buns.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
gotta
Put
do
it
it
on an angle.
Yeah.
on an angle, huh?
You have
What you
to.
consider
I
that?
do- I do mine on an
It's
angle.
slap.
No, if
Yeah.
hot did, it'd be a
You
sandwich.
do the hot dog on the angle, you fold it, you
goes much
So when
better.
you guys eat your hot dogs, you think about like architecture and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And then you do that.
Yeah,
There's a
45
process-
degree
there's a
angles.
process to it.
Very
For
simple
sure.
geometry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's not to an engineer.
To get the bread to the dog
Yes.
ratio.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
have you guys ever double glizzied one bun? Because I've done that plenty of times. Dude, I do that
I
quite
know
a bit.
exactly where you're going with this.
No, seriously.
I haven't done that, dude.
Good.
How is it?
Good.
How do you
It's-
get the bread to stay intact though? Do you use a certain brand? I don't know.
It's just a tall stack, man.
You gotta ask, look around.
And you have like a sauce in there, helps they hold everything together.
Yeah.
It's a little more work to take it down, but it's worth the reward.
What kind of sauce do you use?
I don't know. I like to do. I'm a mustard guy, always on there. But like mayonnaise on a hot dog, people think it's crazy. A little bit like Duke's mayonnaise. Shout out Duke's.
I got nothing
Give us a
against
call.
that.
Put a sticker on the truck.
What about barbecue sauce on a hot dog? Anybody do that?
I've really
Yeah.
explored. I've explored
I've
my
done-
sauces. I put probably every sauce you can think of on a hot dog.
Anyone put Bush's baked beans on their hot dog?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, every once in a while.
No way.
You're crazy, man.
You're great. You're crazy.
You're not a bean guy,
You're
right?
crazy. Dude, I'm crazy. You're crazy, man.
You're crazy.
Dude, you're crazy. You never put Bush's baked beans on a hot dog. You're not living.
I do
I'll
like
put
some-
cheese on it.
What are you guys' thoughts on refried beans? You like that? Because I love them. And we go to this little Mexican place in Michigan.
Los Marinos.
Los
Yeah,
Pangolinos.
Yeah, give a shout out. Sponsor him.
Up and coming.
Do not give them a shout out.
The place is
I've
awesome.
been there twice. You
Ah.
can't be supporting the place.
But it's been life changing.
He goes there like 4
You don't
times
even
a
eat your
day.
whole meal.
I got an
You
a la
never-
carte quesadilla that's like 4 bites.
Did you do it with a knife?
And you
and
never
fork
eat
or
the
no?
whole
I
thing.
did.
All right, I think I jumped in on your last question. So the favorite fair food, we never got that.
Oh,
So
shit.
yeah, sorry.
Let's backtrack a little
Glizzies are
bit.
important.
Wind it
though,
back.
so I get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Wind it
Fair
back.
food too.
Yeah.
All right,
Funnel
so
cakes. Funnel cakes, 100%.
funnel cakes, huh?
I don't have. Good.
Never?
Oh,
It's just too much stuff on it.
That's good.
Okay.
powdered sugar.
It's just a, your little fried dough,
Sugar
buddy.
with whipped
Yeah.
cream.
Oh, it's a fried dough?
It's a
They,
fried dough,
so they
it's-
put it
it's-
instead of putting the whole dough in there, they put it through a funnel and it makes like little strings.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Because
And you
the
you
ones that
can
we
add
saw-
stuff to it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too
Plain
much.
is-
Yeah, I saw like the birthday
Concrete.
cake ones and all that crap.
So good.
Okay, you go overboard with it, yeah.
Exactly. It's a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Wow.
Get
So,
Joe.
Joe, how was the drive over here? How was the drive over here?
Miserable,
Okay.
slow.
Slow.
I mean, as much as I enjoy driving the semi everywhere, it's tired. You know, I was doing about 10 miles an hour up every hill.
Yep.
We were trying to push you a little
I
bit.
was, if we had a push bar,
I would
was gonna push
appreciate it if you did, because I'm doing about 80 at the bottom, and then by the time I get halfway through, we're doing about 10.
10.
So yeah, it's not good. A lot of jakes, whole lot of jake breaks.
Yeah.
These guys all hate me for it.
Mike-
I don't mind where I'm at school.
Yeah, you're in the back.
Because you're in the back. But if your bed is
Yeah.
right by where the exhaust comes up,
So
and you
loud.
get the jake brakes every 6.2 seconds.
Yeah.
6.2
You don't
seconds.
sleep. So,
Now, the nice part about that is Shay actually fought me for the front seat in the sleeper, so
He
he
did.
actually kind of got what was coming.
I did. That is my spot. It's where I like to sleep
It's nice.
when he doesn't use the jake brakes. Then he uses the jake brakes, and I want to open the door and jump out when he's driving. That's fine.
Well, I thought he was like a guy who loved push the brake every 5 seconds because brake lights.
Well,
You
see,
gotta
that was
actually
the
You
big
gotta
part.
pulse them. You have to pulse the
At the
brakes.
beginning, I was trying to be nice to the guys and not just let the jakes rip. And then once we started going down the bigger hills, I turned them all the way up.
Yeah.
I cared for a minute.
Oh,
and then I
you
stopped
don't,
caring.
dude. So first, the jake brake is great because semis are heavy, you know, and with the motorhome on and everything like that, it's hard to get to A to B on hills without using your jake brake. Obviously, you have to, or semi brakes get hot and then you lose your brakes and you're going 100 miles per hour on the hill. That's the sand trap thing. Now what you want to do is you have to use the jake brake. It's huge to have, but that's mainly for hills. Joe likes to turn it on if
All
it
the
is
time.
incline, decline, zero climb, anything.
Starting, stopping.
Yeah, in between gears.
Shifting gears.
He just likes the sound of it.
I do.
It's his weird little tick or something. He just loves it. So like he's like, oh well, there's people on the side of the road with a flat tire. I better show them that this semi has a jake brake. And their day's already ruined. And he comes up and just waves to them, and they're yeah, they hate him.
Oh yeah.
For like 2-3 hour drives, it is awesome. But anything over that, dude,
It's
gotta
miserable.
calm down.
I know. I'm sorry.
calm down.
You were even in the front seat. You didn't see the hills. They're bad news.
I was looking out the window.
Guys
because
are
I couldn't
fast.
see it. He does. Like,
There you
I
go.
heard.
Lisa kept on trying to fall asleep, but then she would see this big, huge tractor trailer in front of her come right up against
Yep.
her.
Yeah. Because I pull away from them when we're going downhill, and I look at the speedometer and pegged out at whatever. I'm like, we're moving. And then they'd be gone, and I come up the hill, and then look back, and they're right there again.
Right.
I was like, oh, cool. This
Cat
is
and mouse.
slow.
I knew I'd catch it. It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing, a cat and mouse.
Yeah.
I guess I have a question since we've talked about this on the podcast with Joe of the axe situation and how the fight to get, because you started it,
What?
and then it was him.
You were an axe before.
You were an
I
axe
was.
before,
Right.
and you made it,
Yep.
and then it was him. So would you like to say your side of the story?
Yeah, and then we'll combine molds.
Well, what's his side of the story?
Mine was, I came in, drove Brutus, and then your old man kind of asked me what I wanted to drive. I said axe, and then I told him that I did volunteer firefighting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had a mutual, agreement followed by an absolute just fist fight, and then I beat you and I took track.
Yeah, that's not at all Hollywood. I think when you showed up wearing one of those little plastic fire hats,
Yeah.
and that was your daily wear, we said, well, maybe we'll get him in the axe truck, you know. But yeah, I'm honestly known for floating around. Like I don't even have. I will say we are working on something for myself to be in permanently, which it's almost done. I'm pretty excited about it. But mainly, like till now, I've been whatever the promoter wants. So obviously they want an Avenger. So if I'm traveling with Dad, they'd say we want Avenger, we want a dog. I'll get in for this or whatever, right? Or they say we want Axe, we want Avenger, I'll go whatever. So until Joe was really driving, Axe was kind of one of my things, as well as like Brutus, like Megabyte, Wrecking Crew. I've driven everything, you know. I've even done Rage, and for me it never ends. And then now that Joe is like permanently an Axe, it's great because the truck fits and the identity is perfect for him. It really is his thing, you know. And I think it's a sweet match for him. I think it couldn't have worked out better in a way, you know, because Axe was made before we even know who Joe Foley was.
Right.
But it worked out because he was on his own path and somehow made it his way here, which is cool, and we're happy to have him. But yeah. So, but now, like when me and Dad split, I would say I have the ability now where we can represent the Avenger name. So he'll drive Avenger somewhere else, and then I'll be like here for this weekend, for example. He's in his Axe truck, makes sense, but I'll represent the Avenger name. And Dad has me in the S10. He does 57. It's kind of a cool thing we do. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's having the different bodies. Obviously, your dad has multiple different types of bodies.
Yeah.
So you're actually driving the S10 more than,
Yep.
than the other one.
Yeah, that's like my body. It's the one that's a little bit raggedy right now, but and Mike Thompson is the one who painted it up, and he was like super talented. If you go look at the side of it, like he's got some really good ability on painting. So I'm trying to keep that body alive as long as possible because of the history behind it and all that. I think it's really cool. It means a lot to me, but I don't know. I'd like to drive 57 realistically. And I think it looks cooler in the S10, like way cooler to me, but for now, Dad likes me in the S10, so I'll take, you know, at least I have the name on the side. That's what matters to me. And running the Avenger name to me is huge, so it's cool.
My other question would have been between you two, who has driven the different? So you basically the different types of trucks. Obviously, you said the bodies. You said you've driven basically all of them. So
I would say
You definitely have.
Yeah,
one of
because
those.
you've never done Wrecking Crew.
I've never done Wrecking Crew, I've never done Rage, I've never done Megabyte, I've never been Avenger. I've been, yeah. I've been Axe, Brutus, Spike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truck wise in general too. You've driven every single
I've
one.
driven every one we have.
Yeah, I've only driven
And our old one too.
Yeah, mine.
But you drove my old one.
one time, twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never driven one of the new ones here.
Me too.
Yes, I know.
In the
He rode
yard.
up.
Yeah.
He killed it.
In the yard.
I retired it. That's my claim to fame.
There's an asterisk on that. I don't know if he necessarily retired it, but
How was the yard free stuff?
Exciting.
it was
I
great
liked
for
it.
us. We all got a really good nap, put us to sleep.
It was going really good up to the first like 4 hits, and then the crankshaft broke, and that's how that was the last run for
Yeah.
the Racehorse chassis under the Teamscream ownership. So it was nice to be the guy to put it to rest, but
Dude, you're crazy.
He still has that crankshaft framed up in his room.
What happened is, the real thing what happened is I drove it in its last show ever. We knew it was its last show, and we planned on CJ driving it in the yard to get some experience, you know, behind the wheel and kind of show him what it's like. My truck was the best for that because it was easy to just tire up, go out there, whatever. And I had hurt the motor, and we knew it was hurt, but we were like, well, we don't really want to stiff CJ on not letting him drive. The motor's going to come out regardless because we're building a new truck. It was when we built my new one. So it was like, it doesn't matter if the motor's coming out regardless of getting taken apart. So we might as well let him ride it so he doesn't get whatever short shafted. And unfortunately, the crank did snap, and he has it right now. I think he uses it as a stuffed animal or like a sleeping buddy or a pillow. What do you do with that? Your toothbrush?
Yeah,
On the end of it?
it's kind of holding up my Wi-Fi router. I
Yeah,
think.
okay, yeah. He kept the whole crank.
Yep, bearings and all.
Yeah, 50 pounds.
It's on our floor right now.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Bearings act like it's a serving spoon at
Yeah.
my house, so I don't have to buy silverware.
He puts like,
Sweet.
he stands up, puts like deviled eggs on it when he has guests over.
So you were saying best moment from this year.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to backtrack on that. I think my favorite moment from this year is one that I wasn't even at, and that was Jim winning freestyle in Seattle. I think.
Oh, that was the
I think
ultimate.
everybody on the team and pretty much everybody that's a fan of monster trucks could say that that was one of their top moments of the year too.
Yeah.
You know, it's been 3 years or something since he won a freestyle, and
So many seconds.
yeah, a lot of second,
Mhm.
third places, and it was starting to weigh on him, and you know, the cards were against them. You know, they were coming from Birmingham the week before, had some broken parts in the trailer, had a lot of work to do when they got there, and you know, it was nice to see that these guys all worked their butts off that week to get things back to where they needed to be, and it worked out perfectly for Jim.
Yeah.
Fantastic freestyle, one stadium freestyle of the year. I mean, you know, it was awesome to see a whole tour of people come out and bow to the king
Yeah.
on that night.
The
So,
celebration was awesome.
the celebration was awesome.
So that was hard.
But yeah, I mean, I think that, and I got to watch it from my parents' living room, so that's still my favorite moment of this
Minus
season.
PS5.
That is
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
I didn't even get to watch the freestyle. Because I had broken a planetary.
You were
or
back.
something. So I was in the back, and I was already, because they said I was going out soon or whatever. I got it back in time, but they didn't put me back on the floor. I was sitting in the tunnel, and I couldn't even see the floor because I was like around the corner. So all I could do was just hear it. And I thought Dad was going, so I didn't want to say anything on the radio and like what's going on. I didn't want to interrupt him. But all I heard was like the truck, like just you can hear when you can tell when he's jumping, you can hear when he's in the air, and you hear when they're burping and this, that, the other. And it sounded like he hit something. He was on the gas for like however long, you know, like you could tell it was like a save situation, you know. And it was, he did that sidewall, it came around, and to me it was so cool because all you heard was that, and then you didn't really hear anything else, and then everybody, like, it was so loud outside the stadium, like the crowd went nuts, dude. My whole time I'm like thinking like, holy crap, like what is happening in there, like what am I about to pull into? And then I think I might have heard the truck, maybe it might have kept going after that. I think I had heard it kept going, I can't remember, but either way it was so cool.
That's an ultimate moment. I mean, Jim absolutely throwing down a burner. Seattle fans are awesome. I think that show from 1 or 2 years ago from Ryan Anderson going there, laying down that burner run.
Yeah, that was 2 years
Again,
ago.
I think freestyle of the year, I believe. And that it's just been, the shows have been crazy,
Yeah.
man. The fans are awesome. I'd say Anaheim and Seattle are some of the craziest places that you guys go.
Love Seattle. Hard getting out there, but it's beautiful city, beautiful setting. The weather's always been good to us out there. I mean,
Dirt tastes pretty good there, too.
what's that?
Good dirt
tastes
quality
good.
out there.
Yeah, with that video.
Yeah, you see the video?
We're on Supercross.
Yeah, he
Jay,
was-
I'll give you a dirt
I
test.
remember.
That video
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went a week early. We went to Supercross and stuff, and they had us on the floor to do a little bit of like media stuff. And we made a funny video. We were like, I was like, hey Joe, like I asked him beforehand. I was like, can you like just take like a little bit of like taste of it? I'm gonna be like, hey, like what do you think of the dirt sample? And have you take like a little bite, just like kind of a joke, whatever. So we recorded the video, and I canned a chunk of dirt. And I'm like, what do you think? And he took an apple-sized bite. Like he was eating an apple, and he proceeded to chew it, not take a bite and like spit it out, whatever. And be like, oh, it's good dirt, whatever. The acidity's a little high, whatever. No, he ate the dirt. He ate whole bites worth of dirt, and he had dirt in his teeth for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, every
It was
picture I
so
saw, I was like,
gross, dude.
I want to show the teeth because they're all screwed up.
Oh, the video is so good. It was so funny.
I saw Sandy too.
Yeah. he sold that video perfectly. It was good acting.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments of the month. The month, maybe the year, quite frankly. That was quality.
It was good. It was tacky though. I mean, it is sticky there.
It
But
was tacky.
yeah. It rained a little bit the day before, so it was chewy.
Yeah.
Wasn't not my favorite.
Probably had
beer,
drying
but-
agent in it.
A lot of lime. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Real good for you.
Yeah. It's okay.
So you said one of your favorite moments from watching afar, but what was one of your favorite moments being a crew member this year, or just like a fun experience?
Probably watching him win his 5th freestyle in Glendale. You know, it was kind of hard to fathom 5 freestyles in a year. I mean, that's something like, you know, as an independent, that's borderline impossible. You know, to push yourself and push the equipment that hard to make that
Don't
kind
do
of
that.
stuff happen. You know,
It's gone to his head.
I think he did the team really proud. He did us crew really proud, and I can only hope that next year, maybe 6 would be a little bit more attainable. But
Keep
I
the
hope.
momentum.
See what happens.
We gotta get you a race.
Yeah, you need to race him.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's had so many chances. Like
You've
that
been
same
in
night,
the
same night in Glendale.
semifinals and finals.
Yeah.
It's the same night in Glendale,
yeah,
dude.
he sold hard against
So
Kayla.
shitty, dude.
Yeah, Kayla, I went and raced her at Glendale, and I jumped in the first turn like a winner. So that was cool. And then
His skills.
this guy did miss skills. Yep, that sucked. And then I went to the finals in Jersey against Adam.
Yeah, but you
I was
weren't
so-
beating Adam.
No, I was
close
beating her.
race.
It was a good race.
He talked a
but
lot of
Adam
smack after that,
was-
too.
Well, he knew it
Yeah.
because he was.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ate it like.
This is my dirt. Take a chunk.
He's
I would say it's a lot of blood though.
Oh,
A
I know.
lot of blood.
I know. No, he's good. I like racing with that. He's fun.
Hard to beat though.
Very. Yeah, I didn't beat him at all this year.
He's consistent.
All right. Beat you though.
I feel like he'd be wrong.
Okay, well now that you brought it up, we'll talk about it.
All right, guys.
I think we went 3 and 2,
Something like that, yeah.
and if you watch the footage, go back up through the tapes.
Mm-hmm.
He had the better lanes, and that was before we had the lane choices. And there was a little bit of there's an asterisk on some of those races.
Yeah.
Who's counting? Not me. He's been celebrating it. He's called his dad. Can you believe it?
I call him in between races. I just beat Chris. Like,
Yeah.
I beat Tim. Like,
I beat the guy with one of the lowest racing records. Dad, I did it. We made it.
You call the home phone and it like picks up. Dad!
oh yeah.
It goes through that speaker.
It's wired in through the helmet, so I'm just sitting there pushing Todd.
You got a rotary thing in there?
Got a rotary phone. Shay, what's been one of your favorite moments? I know you're newer to the team, but you've been getting along. You've been having a lot of strikes from Chris.
I know.
No strikes today.
Yeah.
0 strikes today.
I don't know. We did Mount Pleasant. That was one of my bucket list shows.
Mhm.
It was me, Chris, and Joe. We got up there. So that's probably been one of my favorite ones so far. From being full time, you know, I always love doing the show. Was me and Joe are an hour and a half, 2 hours from home. So
Basically a hometown show.
pretty much,
Really?
yeah. For the independent wise, definitely. But yeah, that Mount Pleasant was a good one. We got some good freestyle clips of Chris, Joe. Fortunately, Joe broke some axles and cut it short a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Yeah, right-wheel drive truck with right-wheel drive only does not work well.
Yeah, so that was a fun shot. But yeah, Chris went out there, burned it down. John Gordon laid down an awesome run. But if John Gordon didn't do that, Chris would have definitely taken the win for sure.
Yeah, I haven't been jacked there.
Yeah, but you were consistent. You did good in racing.
I know. I'd like to bring up points on the overall thing. I don't know how I
Yeah.
can win that.
He
Yeah,
would have
let's
won the
talk about
overall.
that.
So they did racing, and then some trucks did skills.
Yeah, so they just wiped. I don't know how the points ended up. That's why I'm curious. Cause
Exactly. Yeah.
Mullet won, which Mullet did good because I think Mullet won racing, or
second.
came in second, and then did a sweet freestyle. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know how it works, but
you made it the highest in racing. You came in like first or second in skills.
yeah, I know Joe
Second.
won skills, but yeah, I thought I was like up there for all of them. I thought I had just for freestyle, I had to put out a good run, but like just be consistent. I think I had to win, and I did that. And then they're like, they get it in the Mullet, which is fine. Mullet's awesome. So,
Yeah.
but I was curious on that. A little big trophy. Elliot also probably won't hear this, but he owes us 8 trophies from London.
He does.
Because
Yeah.
we went to London the next
Yeah.
week and we swept
Yeah, we
everything.
laid the smack down.
Yep.
Really?
Day
Yeah.
1, I think Joe won skills, I won racing, Dad won freestyle, and I won the overall. That's 4. Day 2,
John was.
I won skills, Johnny won racing, Joe won freestyle.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I won the overall again, so that's 8. But yeah, so if he ever does see this, Elliot, we won our 8, and I want my 2 from Evan. Or last year we did what's that, Canada, Edmonton. I think he owes me like 5 from there as well. So
Did you always have it to you?
I never got them, dude. I think
Yes,
Chevy, the track owner or the old track
Oh,
owner's
yeah.
kid, Chevy, a buddy of ours. I think he has it in his room. I think he sleeps with it.
Well, because they had them. Because
Yeah,
I had to go
I
straight
know.
with my helmet, FedEx, the
Yeah.
boxes and trophies for that.
I
I
know.
don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a trophy hog. I like to keep those things. So
Yes.
But Outbus has definitely been probably my favorite show for sure.
Yeah.
And I also like Johnny, like watching Johnny run. It makes everyone so nervous, and it's awesome. So I love that. That's good. But he's doing really well, so it's fun to watch.
he's doing good.
John's gonna be really good when he gets into Monster Jam. Because he can talk some smack on the mic.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna be fun.
I don't think he's that
That's
guy.
cool.
Like,
You don't think he's that good at the mic?
oh, dude,
Oh,
if
he's
you were to
funny.
interview him,
I love
listen to the thing, yeah.
I love his interviews. They're fun.
I think he's definitely showed a lot of promise.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
From his 3 shows last year, I was a little bit worried, honestly. I can say that, like, I was like, literally, like, because you compare, like, how other people's first couple shows are, and, like, Joe, your first 3 shows, and my first 3 shows
Yeah.
are, like, we were way, like, not to, like, you know, like, brag about it, but, like, realistically, like, if you look at certain drivers, look at Johnny's first 3 shows or so, it was a little bit scary. It's like, oh, maybe he doesn't have it or whatever, but honestly, the last, I think he's done, like, 8 now, and those last 5, like, he has crushed it. Like, he showed a lot of promise, you know, and obviously there's still so much to learn. Even we're still learning, but it's cool to see what he has pulled together in the last couple shows.
For sure.
But it is scary.
You guys remember that? Remember that slap willy that Johnny did?
Which one?
Oh, dude, I know, it's that funny. It was a week show of Throwdown a few weeks ago, and he did a slap willy, put it into a sidewall, saved it, and then
Oh,
yeah.
When the one tire and he gasped.
And then slammed into the bus.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Which was nice because he told me before he went out there, he's like, not doing anything crazy, I'm doing 2 nose wheelies, and then proceeds to pull around and do 7 480. About that plan.
I thought his sky wheeler the night before was really cool.
Yeah, that was a
good.
lot of fun. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won damage for the weekend for sure.
Crash Madness.
Yeah,
He won that in London too, so they get 9 trophies.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I think he went through
Yeah.
4 tires.
And
Yeah.
Axel.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pat probably got the worst.
Yeah,
damage.
Psychopath did some damage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all see the video, but him skywheeling into the track, put a hole in the concrete,
Great. Concrete.
and both of his motor plates went back. His coupler's not even touching the transfer case or nothing.
Ooh.
Trans and everything's back like 6 inches.
Oh.
He's trying to move it, he's in the gas, and thing's just swinging. There's nothing even touching the drivetrain.
So random.
It's wireless.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
Honestly, I think they probably did a show today, don't they? I think they got her back.
Probably.
I know all I really needed was moving the motor plates. The chassis actually fared pretty well.
That show broke a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was
Abro.
Dude, concrete will get you.
Yeah.
Hellion.
Alien. Yeah. It broke some stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. That's pretty rough, dude.
Which show do you think did the worst damage to the trucks?
All year?
Yeah.
What show did the worst damage?
Houston.
Houston.
Houston for me, yeah. 100%. That was really, I mean, we had bad ones, but Houston was totally worse. My rear shop towers left the building. They were no longer connected to the truck.
Yeah.
So I had to have the fab guru over here put it back together because I am a garbage welder. But he's really good at it, so.
I thought they were Bluetooth.
Yeah, I don't like Bluetooth. It scares me.
No, we had to chain bind the truck back down.
Yeah,
reload the bars, put new bars in.
Add a few bars. It was good.
Sang a few bars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've slowly been reinforcing and rewelding that truck back together the last couple of years. It seems like it's pulling itself apart slowly, and we keep just making it stronger. I think by the end of next year, it's going to be
solid frame.
just solid plate triangles in between every single bar, all gusseted everywhere. The thing's going to weigh 45,000 pounds.
Yeah, I can tell you how to light this one at all three trucks. So we're done with that one. It's going to weigh more than Jim's.
We'll have to put tank tracks on it. Gives you one of the tank trucks, like old school tank trucks driving around.
Oh, God. TJ, what's one of your favorite moments been this year?
Moments?
Yeah.
Well,
Yelling at your dad on the road?
that's every day.
You should hear his wife, Lisa.
Oh,
She
yeah.
goes, Tom, slow down! Tom, hit the brake!
That's why they turn the radio button.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, the way he obviously followed you until he couldn't drive then, was he did a switcheroo, and then I drove for 2.5 hours behind you until 3:30 in the morning, and it's like...
So you got tired of staring at the brake lights?
yeah, really. So then we pulled over, and then he drove yesterday for 4 hours. I didn't wake up until 2.
So you guys made it to about the halfway point.
Yeah. Y'all should have just rolled the rest of the way.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised
someone
you didn't.
Put Wayne in the driver's seat.
Dude, I would have
They
done
were all
it.
asleep
I would have
when I
done
was
it.
driving.
No, you could have woke me up and got me on there. I would have done it.
Yeah.
You thought
Just
you were
yell at
going to
everyone or
work.
stop the brakes.
Now
Twice, actually.
I have a question for you guys.
Uh-huh.
So speaking of favorite moments, Teamscream wise, what was y'all's? Because watching us, like I know you guys didn't travel as much on the West Coast tour. You did a lot of East Coast stuff, but from what you've seen live and on videos and stuff, what was y'all's favorite? From what we did, you
That
know.
was a solid one. Solid.
What do you think?
TJ?
Go ahead, Wayne, go first.
No.
Wayne, crack the egg, buddy. Go first.
All right. Well, I saw you in San Francisco beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That was a good start to the year. First shows are always rough for teams, you know, always getting the mechanical gremlins and stuff out.
Oh yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments from when I did go to your shows, because obviously I did shout all the West Coast shows, they were just so far.
True.
It was Anaheim last year when you did that sidewall, and it got on Sports Center from Armando's page. I don't know if you
Oh
remember.
yeah. I made like House of Highlights and like ESPN Sports Center.
Yeah.
Sports Center?
Yeah, this guy's Sports
Wow.
Center, big time
Yeah,
over here.
I did a bicycle. It almost looked like Dad's. Yeah, it looked like almost shot for shot. I'd like someone to put like a comparison video. They should do that. They could. Of my sidewall saving Dad's from Seattle. I did a sidewall and then it fell on its head. Then it scooped out from under itself, just like Dad's did.
Is that this year? Last year?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
But even still, it went pretty far. It was pretty crazy. It had.
So Jim was on Sports Center for Salt Lake City where he
Yeah.
nose picked off the step up and slid in next to Tyler's truck.
Yep.
What do I have to do to get on Sports Center?
We gotta do something cool first.
I don't do cool things. Just
I
break
don't
things.
know. I think so. For mine would be, obviously you had a lot of good freestyle wins this year. So,
I heard 5.
I thought you were going to win overall in MetLife, or at least do good in freestyle. But you know, it
Yeah.
happens.
Don't even. Do not. I was still mad about that.
He was right on track for it.
He had a good start.
Yeah.
All you got to do is look good with the freestyle. You win that
I,
whole thing.
even, where did I finish that one? In overall?
Like,
4th, 5th.
Fourth?
I think at least
I don't usually finish that high on
You
the
were
overall
tied
deals.
for second at halftime.
Yeah, and then you go out and try to do a burner for freestyle, try to race, and then he gets that for whatever reason.
So
So
which,
this way mark should be a.
which one did you catch on fire at?
San Diego was good.
San Diego, yeah, that was-
There you go.
I would say that was probably one of your best ones.
That was
catch on fire.
I was excited about that one. I still think
I think Houston was his best one.
I think-
I don't think San Diego was his best one. I think Houston.
San Diego was easy because they got the Superman car.
Houston was perfect because you were closing the show. And it was awesome because Mari knows in front of you. And
Honestly, that's my favorite part of the whole thing. Yeah.
You know, but you closed the show really well there, and even Ryan gave you the props. He knew that you had a better run. I mean, I think that was
It was
by far
awesome.
your-
That's
by
pretty
far your
epic.
best freestyle.
I would say that was probably your best freestyle to date.
What do you think was your best thing this year so far?
Northern Nightmare run.
Northern
I think.
freestyle wise, the Northern Nightmare run was my best one. That was pretty crazy.
I'm sad I missed it. That's my fault.
Yeah. Oh, you were probably in Abu Dhabi or
I was actually in
on
Miami.
one of your boathouses.
Oh yeah. Boathouse.
You and Lord.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, the yacht.
Shout out to the Lord.
Yeah, wherever he's at, he's somewhere. I think he's in the bathroom still.
Yeah. That's number 2.
Yeah.
What is y'all's favorite Avenger of all time?
Ooh, good question.
That's a really good one.
I think we got to ask everybody that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You start.
Alright.
You started, yeah.
I think we should go symmetrical.
Alright, my DJ.
Oh,
That would be
man.
kind of complex.
Like
Not
a
tonight.
snake.
Fine.
Well, we did a 35-degree angle and then we curved down here.
That is crazy.
If we could take a moment, Kate Foley's out in the parking lot, and she's actually the one that graduated high school for Joe, so
Thank you.
we can give Kate a shout out on this episode.
My poem actually says Kate Floyd and in little parentheses Joe.
No.
It should be.
So,
So-
Okay, yeah, TJ.
I would say
yeah.
I would say the rust body. I like that one pretty
Yeah.
good. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the yellow because of not because of Big Bird, but it helps out.
Definitely doesn't hurt. That's all
I
right.
had to bring that up. But I mean, the neon yellow right there is actually probably not since it's not been made. It's probably one of my favorite ones
Yeah.
for
That was
toy
cool.
wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the rust body. Really
The
just-
green fender on it.
Yeah.
It was cool. This year's was pretty cool too with the rust of patina. It always looks good. Now, who's next in the symmetrical order?
You.
Is that me then?
I mean, we can
Yeah.
skip around by accident.
Well, I don't know how symmetrical works. Is that?
Oh, you know, usually you like to go dynamically and you like to go in.
Okay,
about
dynamically,
10
I'll go
degrees.
next.
Yeah.
I would say mine's pretty not normal, I think, but the split body, orange and green. It was a simple design, but like that was so sick. Like to me, like watching that younger and whatever, just to this day, the orange body was awesome, but then to do the split, I think it looked so cool right down the middle. 1 second you're looking at the orange truck, 1 second you're looking at the green truck, and that one's probably my favorite, honestly.
Is that the one, or is it the chrome one where he went?
Oh yeah, right into the stand.
That one's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, the chrome one was sweet too, but split for sure.
That's where we were sitting.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Every year. Vegas.
Yeah, I would have wished to freestyle some of those Vegas tracks. That would be
Oh yeah.
awesome.
For me, I gotta say that S10 body, the dark green pickup.
Oh.
bars.
That was
Really?
Good one.
The
I don't care for the S10.
Like the old one? Or
No, the new
no,
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to see that one in person. We
Yeah.
got third racing. He was on a tear in racing for some reason that night.
Yeah. Brand new truck.
Debuted the new truck. Got third freestyle. I mean, it was one of
Should
the
have got first. Should we put that out there?
It was
Yeah.
one of the best overall World Finals performances anybody's ever had.
Yeah.
And he won freestyle in Seattle running that body this year. We've had a lot of success with that body.
Beautiful paint on it.
Beautiful paint.
The sparkle on it, everything,
Yeah.
the skull, the details so
Yeah.
good.
I'd say. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to the candy apple red one too.
Dang it!
He
Yeah,
won
I was about to
last
say
World
that.
Finals.
You just stole this
Yeah.
from
Bro! You leave
Cut
it
that part
nothing,
out.
bro. Cutting it out. Never
That's your
happened.
favorite?
Gone. Candy apple red one was incredible, man. I always loved red, and like candy apple is just such a beautiful scheme on it. I love how it came out. It just reflected so well.
That's not right.
Yes. Well, no.
No,
There's
two.
There's the red garter body, and then the candy apple red one is the one he won in.
And it had like old school look on it.
Had like the
Looks
chips
pretty.
and stuff, and the roulette table on the roof.
Yeah, okay. So
Play-
that's
play
that's what we
cards.
had in the
Yeah,
party, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a piece
Also-
of that one too.
That's awesome.
We want it back.
I love
Yeah, please.
the 2019 Avenger too, for the first World Finals in Avenger. I meant World Finals in Orlando. Yeah, that thing was incredible. I was just like, I love America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was
It
good.
was really nice though.
Joe.
Okay. See, Krabby Parties, I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen pictures of them, but I've never seen them in person.
Okay,
So-
so you work in a shop where those
You know how many
bodies-
bodies we have?
a lot.
Like none of the old ones. Like you don't have the purple one, but I want to see that one first because that one looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
The white one I really like, and then probably Wayne with the candy apple. I like that one.
Yeah.
But I do go with the white one. I like the white one a lot.
I like the name on the grill, the bones.
Yeah.
That one is sick.
Yeah.
White one?
Yeah.
Sick.
I have 3 that are tied.
Okay,
Three down.
3, 1.
Can't pick one. The white one is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
What is that? What about 16, 17?
16.
Great.
Yeah.
Hard like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the yellow one, the yellow with the red stripes and red lines in the front, and then the S10 with that nice little green color. That was an awesome run.
I think the black one goes under the radar too. The last Steve Koehler paint.
I think a lot of people love that body. It's
Black one?
most people's
I like
favorite
it.
body. That red striped on and everything. It's got
Yeah.
good detail.
I think that's one of the hardest toys to get, too. As far as that body.
I will say this. I think next year's body, if it ends up being what we've been talking about, it's been getting pushed back for the last like 3 years because it's like, oh, we're going to LA. We're gonna do an LA themed body. That's how the graffiti happened. But so the body we were gonna do got pushed back. That body, I'm not gonna say what it is obviously, but I think we all
Right.
know what we're talking about.
Yep.
That one's gonna be pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
We plan them out, like we probably have like 10
10
ideas of what to do, but we have a
Yeah.
couple that are like in line. You know,
Yeah.
one is, I think it's gonna be cool. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and Nick, our fiberglass guy, he got the body done. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We're giving it to Jamie Garner as soon as possible because we want as much time as possible to make this thing everything that we know it can be. So, you know, we give them a body 9 months in advance. We know that they can put a lot of magic into
Yeah.
that body. Tim and Jamie, they have awesome designs every year.
The painter.
You
The
give it to
painter.
the painter? The
Yeah.
painter?
The painter.
The painter.
I got his business card.
Yeah.
So, how hard, and this is an idea because you know how all the fans love ideas and say, when are you going to put all the bodies together? So, is that an option you've thought of, obviously? Or-
Every single body.
We definitely talked about
we've
it.
talked about it, but
You'd have to do like a wrap, or it would take forever to paint. But we have a lot of pieces from World Finals where you
Yeah.
could Frankenstein some stuff together, but we don't. There's some like the chrome body got painted over and
Yeah.
reran different places, the orange body, same thing. So there's so many bodies. If you were to do it right, and you get every identity on there, you'd have to do some sort of wrap or just like block it off and have them repaint it, try to get as close as possible. But yeah, that one's one we've always wanted to do because it would look so cool
Yeah.
and for the true fan to go look at like, wow, this is. I remember this World Finals. I remember this World Finals. You know, and I was here for this one and all that history behind it. I think it would be so cool.
But you have to put the year that truck ran, that color.
Yeah,
Just
that
makes
would,
sense.
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Probably have to break that line.
He did
down
like
and
in
get
it.
it.
He did like sections too.
20,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
slowly like went back by the years.
Marinated.
like we could do an S like the OG S10 front clip on 57 or something.
Oh, no.
That'd be
No,
great.
I hate that.
Nomad,
idea.
too.
What?
Nomad would be tough to put in there.
Nomad.
Fun.
Yeah, but you painted like the front part of the.
Exactly.
I like that as well.
The Nomad was cool too. That's another one people always ask when you bring the Nomad back, and I think the answer
Is
never.
It doesn't exist.
The answer is never. That body was a pain to build. It looks so cool, but I don't think if we built the new Nomad body for Dad, I think he would smash it with a hammer and run it over with a forklift. I think how that weekend went for him. I don't think he wants to see the Nomad body ever again.
Ever
I
again.
think he thinks it's cursed. I don't think he wants anything to do with it. So unfortunately for all the Nomad fans, you may never see that one again, even though it was so cool.
Now, when was that? I don't remember.
2018.
When he was
last,
Jammer?
last one in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh.
Lost
Yeah.
first round of racing and went out about 1.8 seconds in
Lost
freestyle.
girls did a big jump.
No, it was a jammer.
The
Yeah,
jammer.
the
He hit the
jammer,
middle
yes.
jammer, put him up like this, and he.
Because there was a driver that gave him bad information on how to hit it, and he listened to it, and it worked out about as poorly as it
Yeah.
possibly could have.
We won't say who the driver is, but if you go back and watch the footage of the other driver that hit it, we can figure out who it was. It was bad advice, and I think a lot of people advised against it, but when it push comes to shove, you're gonna take the advice from the guy who was on the track, not people that are just watching.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
Well, we're back on the Do It Talk. We all present ourselves wet and soggy. What happened?
are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like anyone could answer this.
We've got a Category 5 hurricane out there.
We had a driver's meeting, and super nice outside. We moved trucks, and the second we did that, a storm rolled through, which is pretty cool for the show. Everyone loves that. And yeah, I'm in different clothes. Everyone else is in their same clothes but soaking wet.
Yep.
Because he asked you about the rain, it had to happen.
Yeah,
That is true.
I know.
I'm not happy about
That was
it.
supposed to be nice all day, but I guess that went out.
Yeah.
TJ ruined it. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks,
I'll take
TJ.
it.
Put a hex on us,
All
thank
right.
you.
You're welcome.
It's
Yeah.
all your fault.
What actually happened is TJ got a whole gallon bucket of dew, and he started spraying it over
Yeah,
everybody.
we're all very sticky right
Put it in
now.
a super
Yeah.
soaker.
Sticky and wet.
Yeah.
Upset.
Suki, so.
Sticky and wet from the dew. Ugh.
From the
All
dim.
right, wait, where we live off at? Let's go.
Where were we?
I don't know
We
where
were
we're
talking
What were we
about
talking
monster
about?
trucks, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly-
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Where we go? Went over the Avenger bodies. And
Yeah.
Best moments of the season.
Best
Did we
moments.
finish that?
Yeah.
yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be a horrible way to end an episode.
That's when we went to the break. Is when we last talked about your guys' favorite
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Teamscream moments.
Yep.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
Or we went in parallelogram order to do favorite bodies. of the week.
Parallelogram. Thank
Bodies.
you.
Bodies.
Yeah.
That's the recap.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's your recap.
So what do we go with now?
Chris Koehler has an addiction again. He's playing Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Let's tell people about it.
I mean,
Is it crippling
I don't want to
depression
brag on
class
everybody, but I have a Town Hall 10 level base. It might not mean a lot if you don't know the game, but
Bro's a
it's
show off.
kind of a big deal. I would pull it up, but again, I don't want to flex too much.
Yeah.
But
How much did you spend on gems?
I've spent $10, I think, in the
Oh,
beginning. No,
dude.
$4. And then I think just the other day I accidentally spent more money.
Bro sold.
I accidentally clicked the wrong
He sold.
Accidentally processed the payment.
Yep.
Confirm accident.
Accidentally
Yeah,
did Face ID.
Pay to win.
How,
Pay to win.
how is your base compared to Bryce Langley?
Oh, Bryce's base. So Bryce is I feel like this isn't good content, but
This is great.
No, this is.
We're gonna turn this whole-
I wanted to talk about everyone's favorite game right now.
Bryce-
That's where we're at.
this is not my favorite game. But it's a good pastime. But me and Bryce started at the same time. Bryce Langley, a good buddy of mine, and just kind of fill up time because we're bored, I guess. We started playing this stupid game, and he always tries to keep his base better than mine, and arguably it's not ever better.
There's gonna be some major Instagram beef that needs to be later.
Yeah,
This is getting clipped. This
I
is
feel like this is the worst content. I think
We're just actually not talking about what
monster
happened.
trucks before, talking about like our favorite moments and how like exciting it is to have the new guys on and this, that, and the other. And now we're like talking about
Talk about Clash of Clans and Angry Birds.
Yeah, like, dogs are out, exposed.
All right, so I got a question. How is it for Chris to grow up in the monster truck world as a kid, watch your dad, watch everybody else out there doing this, growing up, and talk about your sister and your brothers?
It's definitely a weird like dynamic when you really look at it because like Dad is gone. I mean, Dad was there a lot, but Dad is also gone a lot. You know, every weekend he's racing, but he would always run home and take us to school in the morning. You know, pick us up, take us to sports games, all that. So he really didn't miss much. Obviously, like on the weekends we'd be with Mom, but yeah, growing up, I mean, we couldn't get enough of it. We had a DVD player. You know, I played movies actually, the movie player, and we'd put the movies in old World Finals videos. We'd watch it forward, and then we would rewind it. And when you rewind it, it would play the whole thing backwards. It wouldn't just like skip back. Like we'd watch everything go backwards. So then we'd watch it in reverse, and then we'd watch it forward. And then we'd watch it in reverse. And we would just, I mean, like the amount of mileage on these movies and DVDs was insane. We would just sit in the living room and just watch and watch and watch. And then we'd go to shows, the same thing. Like we loved it so much. And it almost, honestly, I almost didn't do it because it became so normal. Like, the shop was in the backyard and I was around it so much where I didn't really realize what I had or how cool it was for a little bit of a period. And I wanted to be like a police officer or whatever, and then one day it clicked and I was like what the hell are you doing? Like, this is in your backyard. This is such a cool thing that you're just missing out on. Probably when I was like 16, so started getting way more involved, and then went to school, had to go to college. Dad, obviously, and then push that because it's good backup. We talked about that earlier, but yeah, and then ever since then I've been hooked, and I love it. Johnny's getting into it now, which is awesome. He loves it. Nick, my other brother, he does our fiberglass. He's kind of on and off with it. He does love it some days, and other days he hates all of us and hates everything. So it's kind of mixed feelings there. But if you've ever met Nick, it makes sense.
Yep.
And then Ashley, she's cool with it. She definitely doesn't like it as much as the boys do, but I mean, it's such a trade-off. It's tough to love. Like, I get why she doesn't like it at times because she's always like, hey, you guys want to hang out, or hey, you guys want to do this or do that, or I'm having like a party or a game night or something, come over, and we're like, oh yeah, well, we're in Georgia, like, or we're in New York. So sorry about it. We can't come, you know, and so you miss a lot. You miss out on a lot of stuff, and so there is trade-offs, but it was cool, and having it be a family thing, Dad running Grandpa's name, and eventually, I'm assuming, if all things go right, when Dad steps back, I'll step into his full time. You know, carry a legacy, and then hopefully my kids can do the same. That to me is like, it's huge, you know.
So you said your granddad name?
Yep. So the Avenger name came from my grandpa had a drag car. He used to drag race, and he named the drag car Avenger. And Dad always looked up to him and loved that he did racing. And Dad used to race like mud bog and all that stuff and mega truck type level stuff. And then he eventually at these jamborees and see the monster truck guys come in, and they'd be like the heroes, you know. They had the biggest, baddest trucks, and they're like the main event, and it's like, this is so sick. Like, there's a Bigfoot, whatever, there's all these trucks. I want to do that. So he spent like 10 years building his first truck. Like, I mean, it took him forever. Like, halfway through, a new version of chassis, like right now we're on like a Gen 3, so like the Gen 2 came out, which is like the newest version when he was with the Gen 1, and to be even a little bit competitive, all of his buddies were like, if you want to keep going the way you're going, we're not helping you. Like, we want you to build like a badass truck. So you got to start from the beginning and build the newest of new technology. We want the coolest trucks. Like, the only reason we're going to keep helping you is if we start over and we do it right. So it took him 10 whole years to build a truck, and the rest is history. I mean, we can build a truck now in 3 months. You know, it's insane.
Amazing.
The speed of it now. But yeah, it's come a long way. And Dad ran Grandpa's name, and I think Grandpa loves it. And I don't know, it's cool.
Never do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What was it like seeing your dad get his first ever World Finals championship? Were you at the show?
No, I was it 2003, I think it was?
Yes.
Yeah, I was 3 years old, so I don't really remember that one, but I was there when he won the second one, and that was like, we were in the booth, like the big top booth thing, and it was so like nerve-wracking, for him especially, but like us too, because we're sitting in this booth watching, and you're so far away from your dad and all your friends, and my uncle is down there, and you're watching the whole thing go down, and it was the tiebreaker with Cam McQueen, and it was like, they brought back like the high score or whatever, and it was like the same, and then they had to bring back like a low score, and it was the same, they had to bring back it was just like kept going, it felt like forever, and then finally he won, and like, I don't know, Dad's face, like he like froze, like he was like literally frozen for like, I don't know, it felt like for eternity, but once he realized he really won again, you know, and it's not easy to win, especially nowadays. Especially a freestyle too. I think a freestyle is harder to win than a race.
Yep. You gotta have luck on you too.
Yeah.
Good skills and all that stuff, but you have luck.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool.
That's the ultimate. I mean, I couldn't imagine being that young and seeing my father like take a championship.
Yeah.
And like a truck that you saw him grow up, build from like the bones all the way up to what it is now, 4-truck team.
Yeah, he's built quite the legacy. I mean, there's not many that compare to it. I think a couple of years ago, Jimmy Creedon had the same type of deal, you know, and he won his racing championship, finally got his second one. He has one freestyle, one race. He's always wanted the racing, he got it. Super cool. I mean, that's so cool for him, you know, and I would say those are like the two pinnacle teams, you know. Now, obviously, he does his own thing. He's still doing great, but now you have like the Garners, the Pags, teams with Auto Monster. There's so many like tough teams now, you know. It really is crazy, but I think personally we're still arguably on top. You know, obviously they have good drivers. I'm not taking that away from them at all. Like Zach just won the World Finals Championship. Like a good buddy of mine, that's awesome. Like that's, for independents, that's huge. It doesn't matter who wins it. For an independent to win the World Finals in any aspect is like, it's so huge for us. I don't think a lot of people don't realize how much more work independents put in than company drivers. I mean, not to take away from them, because obviously they still work hard. Their crew guys are all busting to get it done, like Bryce Langley, he works his butt off with us, you know, and they all work hard on and off the track. But as an independent, it puts a lot of weight on you because you are not only responsible for driving, but like Joe's driving the rig down the road. You know, we're taking shifts on that. You got to fix the truck. You got to build the truck. It's just
Build your own parts.
build your own parts. It's a never-ending cycle, and we don't have the budget that, for example, like a monster jam truck would have. You know, it's
There's no billion-dollar company that can jam packs.
yeah, which it is still. You know, they do take care of us, and Monster Jam does give us great opportunities, so we're thankful for that. But it is crazy to think of how far we've came. You know, like it's a constant uphill fight. You know, there's a lot of days where it's like, damn, like I'd rather be not doing this. You know, like a lot of late nights. And, I mean, obviously you get through that, but there are late nights and you're just like, I'm burnt, man. Like but then you think about the glory of it and the fun of it, and get to travel with your friends and
The media, the press.
doing, you know, I mean, like even like
Yeah.
doing this,
Yep.
and it's just
the freestyle champ.
Yeah.
Every couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
it's all so worth it at the end of the day. I mean,
A few weeks.
yeah.
So, Joe, I know we talked about this in the past.
Tomcat question of the day.
Well, I'm not meowing that yet. But how did you like this? I mean, I know you worked with somebody else before this, but how did you go, I like this?
Well, I mean, I worked with Creep for a while, and I loved working with Jimmy. It was awesome. It was fun. It was good. Foot in the door. Kind of figure out what I wanted to do, what I liked about it. But I mean, I've said it before. I prefer the old school route. You work on the trucks first. You learn them. You just kind of step into driving. If you're good at it, awesome. But learning how to work on them and all that is, in my opinion, what can make a really good driver. It helps.
Because you know what's going wrong with it.
Yeah, you know what's going on. If you hear something clicking, playing, banging, or whatever, okay, well, grab something's wrong. Versus, there are other guys that just don't have the mechanical knowledge, so they, think something's clicking, and it's nothing, or the motor's about to fall out of it. But some of them don't know the difference. But that's just my thing is I prefer the old way. I like working on the trucks. I love driving the semi. I love doing all the, back and forth to shows and ridiculousness that we have to do. I hate flying, so I would never want to be a flying driver anyway. So, I prefer the old school way. But no, when I started, it was fun. I really do enjoy being on the road and having monster trucks be my, night and day, 365, everything.
So when you're with Monster Jam this first quarter, which is 6 months, you're on the road pretty much every day, someplace, playing next week, go someplace else.
Yeah, I love that too. I mean, I wouldn't say it's tough being away from home because I'm not home ever anyway. I mean, I go to Mass every, couple of months or whatever, but shut up. He goes home more than I do. Yes, you do.
Not true.
But no, I mean, I don't think it's hard. I don't mind being at the shop. I don't mind being on the road. I love either one of them. So it's not a take away from me like, I can't, I'm not at home, blah, blah, blah. The rig is basically my home, and I'm cool with that.
Are you install water though?
On that one?
Yes.
No, not on the thing. Maybe a new one.
We got a new one.
We do have a new one.
We bought a new semi.
Yeah.
It looks just like our other white one. It's super nice. We probably won't let Joe go in there unless he has a plastic suit on.
I'm gonna have to take you guys in a pickle and just make that one.
I mean, we've had Joe. This is funny. He's a messy kid. I mean, he's the cleanest messy kid you'll meet because like in the green semi, like he takes care of himself or whatever, but like he just spreads out. So like he has dirty clothes piles. We all kind of have our all dirty clothes piles. He has.
Mine travels. It's a dirty clothes.
He has stuff
trail.
on the steps. He has stuff in the
Crap
closet.
everywhere.
He has stuff on one of the beds. He has stuff on the ground. He has stuff on the counter. It's like, we've only been here for how long? How are your clothes? Are you cutting them into pieces and spreading them out?
Well, the tough part is choosing the white one. I mean, it's so much bigger, but I'm pretty sure that there's either hidden crevasses in the rig that I unintentionally found because I lost like 9 pairs of jeans in the white rig and I don't know where any of them went. So I gotta find those.
Yeah.
But I gotta actually keep my stuff in a pile. One of these days I'll figure it out.
I gave him a dirty laundry bag like 6 months ago and I haven't seen it
Yeah.
since. So.
Neither is
I don't know where that went.
I don't know if it turned into like a tarp or something.
jeans are in it.
Probably. That's probably where all my jeans are. Posted in a parking lot now.
Yeah.
You got Bill Joe a cubby in the corner.
But I have one of those, and my stuff still falls all over the place.
Or you're selling your chickens on eBay.
Yeah, you might.
I think to build off of what Joe said with like being gone, I think for some people it is lifestyle. You know, I think being gone. Last year we went home twice. We went to Detroit. I think when we went to Virginia, we were able to stop home right before that. For some people, it's a lot, you know, and it's hard if you have a family or whatever. But like, we're still young, we're still enjoying it. So like, I would argue with them, you know, that home is on the road. Home is the people you're with more than it is.
Well, that is your
location.
home. That truly.
Yeah.
That you're
Because like,
living
yeah,
on
they're like
the
this is
road.
like we're like a family. I mean, we spend a whole day working together, and then we're all in the same hotel
Yeah.
rooms and.
All right.
We're eating dinner together. I mean, sometimes you want to kill the other guy.
You
'cause
really
you're
gotta
with him
love doing this.
but
You want to do it.
it is that is home. I mean, you get along better with people on the road, like Bryce Langloy or Ryan Anderson or any of those guys that we travel with. I'm more buddies with them than I am with my friends back home because we live the same lives.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like probably like all those guys, you know, just traveling with them. These guys can even agree with it. Like those people, you have your buddies back home, but like these are your buddies. These are the people that are living the same life as you. Yes, in different states, but the weekends are when you get to see them, and it's like you look forward to it. It's like, oh hell yeah, we get to see Tyler Meninga this weekend or whoever. You know, it's.
So speaking on that topic, so who would you consider rivals? Obviously, because you're a team, you rival each other. But besides that part, or like let's go Monster Gym side of it, who
Sure.
would be your biggest rival? Like you tend to always race up against, or always want to beat? I mean, obviously Tyler, Ryan, Adam, Eddie Anderson, Tyler, and Tyler would be
I don't know.
a person, but
I don't consider like Adam and Ryan or Camden or anybody rivals because I don't even think I'm on their level by any means. Like I'm still way, way down here, and they're like God level. So I don't know.
Well,
I mean, Chris, I'd still say Chris is still above here. So I don't know. I'm in my own little league of down here-ness. Every now and again, I just kind of poke my head up and I'm like, I feel like I win, and then I go back down and hide for a while.
Like a turtle.
Yeah, but I mean, who is? Oh no, I know who my biggest rival is.
What's that?
Gage Bursey.
Gage
That's my
Bursey.
biggest rival. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I
I
would
would
like
say
to
Gage,
see
yeah.
you two go one on one. That kid's got some heart, man.
He does.
They built I think 2 new trucks in the
They
last
did.
2 years.
They did.
Yeah, they're coming up. That's pretty
They are.
exciting for them.
No,
That's awesome.
Gage,
He's doing reverse
Zach,
poppers,
Yeah.
dude. He's
Zach,
catching
would
up.
you
Yeah,
match?
he is doing
He is, I
he's
saw
got
that.
2-wheel skills now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's awesome.
once you step into the 2-wheel skills zone, there's no coming back. It's a lot. I hear the rain getting heavy.
Yeah, it's coming again.
I would say rival-wise, I mean, it's hard to really say. Like on our tour, I would say everyone was our rivals. You know what I mean? Because there was nobody that you could be like, oh, I have this person. Like everybody was winning stuff
Yeah.
on our tour. I think our tour, everyone won at least one event. It was insane. And you'd have people that are specialized in certain things. So like I would say more freestyle-wise, you gotta look out for like Colt Stevens or Ryan and Adam. But like racing would be more Camden. He's so fast. He's so
Yeah.
technical with it. So you have your different rivals in different events, and then like Tristan England as a rival would be in skills, like in Armando. But I like to compare myself to the drivers that are around our age. Obviously, like you want to compete against Ryan and them, but they have years of experience on you, so you got to understand that you are still coming up, and you are competing against them, but like you'll get there. It's a process, But the people I think like Zach Garner or like Dalton, like
I would
people
say, who
like
would you put in our category?
yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, yeah, Zach.
Mike Pag, Nick
Yep.
Pag, all those guys where it's like John Zimmer Jr. Those are
Yeah,
your second gen guys. Those are the people that are coming in, and we all started around the same time. I think Zach has maybe like I have a year on Zach, he has a year on me, or whatever. But it's all close enough to where that's like your group. That's a good way to compare where you're at. Is people that you started with. How are they doing? How are you doing? And obviously we don't compete with a lot of them because they're on arena series or a different stadium tour. So you miss out on that. But that's like the perfect people to compare to. And then obviously your goal is to get to the older group, with like Ryan and them, who've been doing it for so long,
I like that.
and they've been just like crushing it, But we only have so long because Race and Luke and Wade and all those younger kids are getting older. Yeah, we better have our fun now before they get in the seats. So
And then they'll look up to you.
yeah, well hopefully I'm beating down on them. Race already, whenever I go hang out with those guys, Race is always talking smack to me for his dad, so he really tries to humble me up. So I can't wait. Hopefully they put him in a little early and beat down on him.
So I know Joe told us his story of how he got to y'all's team and basically and the story of how he got hired.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask the question to Shay and Tyler. How did you guys get hired? And then what was the story like for that?
Now you're near.
You pull the
I think we touched base on yours
I
earlier.
touched base on mine, but if you want
I mean, do you want me to start from the beginning? Do you want me to start from
Start from-
around here?
start from
birth.
2/3 in.
The origin.
I was gonna say, I went to my first show, and I fell in love with it. You know, my parents kind of thought it was gonna be like a little phase of like monster trucks until you're like 7, 8 years old.
They were hoping.
Switch to something else. They were hoping because they were taking me to a bunch of shows. I went to my first show. It was either like 2006, 2007. I was a little later. And
What was the weather like?
The weather? I don't know. But your dad was there. He was one of the first drivers I ever met. The first ever Hot Wheels toy I got was an Avenger, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
your uncle was there, your dad was there, but I fell in love with it. At first, I was kind of like just like a super fan of just watching the show and seeing the trucks and all that, jumping, crush cars, and then I kind of fell in love with the mechanical side of it. So like what motors they had in it, all the noises, nuts and bolts and all that. But I met Joe when he drove Jekyll and Hyde. What year was that? 2016?
19.
Whoa.
He drove in a real small fair in Topsfield, Mass. That
Jay Millie show.
It was, yeah. My sister went to Endicott College, which is right over around there, so I saw her and we went to the show.
Love it.
Met him, and then
Sorry.
Good commentary.
every time, man.
Get some popcorn.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, but I met him.
What was that?
Yeah, so
No,
I-
okay, never mind. I just want, sorry.
I met him, stayed in contact, and then the first show I helped out Teamscream was, I think it was East Rutherford. So it was a big MetLife show, so it was definitely probably not the best one to start at because it was so big, but it was awesome. I had a good time. Then I flew out to a couple of shows while I was in college and all that. And I finished college, and like a week later, I started here full time. So Joe definitely helped me get here for sure.
What year was
Great.
the Light, the first one?
Oh, I think it was.
Is that the one that got rained out?
No, it was Craig and Preston.
Yeah, no,
Say, I
it was
remember
21.
that.
Same
Yeah, 21.
for- same for-
22 was my first
Oh.
year.
It was, yeah. We
What
did that.
was it?
22.
Was
22.
Yeah.
That was when Preston filled in for me. So I had school.
Oh, yeah.
Craig and Preston got cleared to flip that night.
Yep.
Yep, and they both landed.
Yeah,
It was a great show. And then we had Gillette. I graduated high school the day before that. And I skipped all the graduation parties and hang out with you guys, which was awesome.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I did the
Yeah.
same thing.
That was great. I mean, I've always wanted to get into it, and I realized that I wanted to do this as soon as I got out of school. I got my degree, which is what I wanted to do. My parents wanted me to go to college and get a degree. And
What's your degree in?
I have high performance automotive and I have an engineering too, so. But yeah, and then I'm here and loving it. It's been
Cool.
great. Can't wait to do it for many more years to come. Hopefully I'll drive in a couple years. If that works out, that'd be great. But that's what I'm shooting for.
So these, when I did the live Instagram thing with these guys, but you weren't there.
No, it wasn't.
We're fighting on that. Somebody asked what my opinion was on the Indianapolis.
Oh,
So, you were there, you filled me in. What did you think about it? Did you have fun with it?
No.
Which one? The one that's
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I had fun with
Me
it
too.
because I got to fly in, and yeah, we stayed up for 40 bajillion hours. But that was fine for me because I got to fly in and I didn't have to do the week before or leave with them. I got to go back and sleep in my own bed once because I was flying, fly out.
Superstar.
I'm sorry I was in college.
I do want to jump in. I think it's funny. It's completely useless, but I would say Teamscream is the most overqualified team there is because he has an engineering degree, I have an engineering degree, and Johnny's getting his. So you have three. This isn't rocket science. You know what I mean? Like this is
Wait, so hold on. So,
any simple. You know what I mean? Like if you've been around it, you could learn it. You don't even need a high school degree to know how to do mechanical, be mechanically inclined. But it's just so funny. We always joke about that because it's like what are we doing?
Everybody we have. We got 3 guys with engineering
3
degrees.
engineers.
You have a college degree.
Yeah.
I almost had a high school degree. And,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's good.
Now I feel okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the indie experience, just jumping back on that because I know you hate it so much.
I
It's
do.
so funny.
I mean, explain to them what happened, Joe. Tell them.
Alright, so do I gotta tell the story again or just give
Let's
quick?
give a quick run.
Quick, so we rolled into town, we were missing an axle on the semi, so that was a terrible start to the show.
Yep.
We did practice, everything was fine, and then we go to the first show, and I believe this is the first show where I rolled it racing him, or is it the second one?
That was the second show.
It was during the day, so the second show.
Second show.
Yeah, okay, so the first show, everything was sweet in racing and 2-wheel, and then we freestyled and I blew up the motor, which would have been number 2 on the year. Yeah, it was 2 on the year on Saturday. And then we did a double motor swap, then take Jim's motor out of his truck, give him a brand new one, and then because again it was a super late day, night, whatever, I dropped the ball and I changed the fuel bill on my truck, so the new motor was bigger, so it was running real lean. And I torched the heads on that one in freestyle. After we did racing, I railroaded against Chris and broke the fuel line off, and then did 2-wheel and blew the fuel cell apart, and then exploded the motor in the freestyle.
That's 3?
That would have been 3, yeah. Andy was 2. So,
I heard a story
oh,
that you had a talk
I did.
about engines
We did.
and how wonderful they are
Many.
when they run.
Yeah, lots of conversations.
And that was with who? The engineers?
Oh yeah, it was with a lot. It was with the chief engineer, Jim
Yeah,
Koehler, and our
Jim
head builder.
Yeah.
And then it trickled down to, I think, Chris,
And you had to work with
then
them.
everybody else. And yeah, it was a tough year. I did not really have much fun.
Yeah. I think that year, I think everybody about halfway through that year hated Joe Fuller.
They did.
I
Everybody
think-
did. And it wasn't just our guys. It was everybody. Everybody was not a fan of me.
Because
I
he was
understand.
just tearing
that-
that truck in half.
That year you did the total of 3 transmission and 3 engines?
Like 5.
5.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the team used up how many engines in that year?
I had the same one the whole time.
I think Jim was really
Like
good.
5.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. And then the beginning of this year had us worried again too because it started out and his truck, he was just destroying it.
Yeah.
The first couple weeks, and we were like, oh my, here we go again.
Another one.
Yeah, this thing by the end of the year is just gonna be just have the main rails. It's maybe
We're gonna ratchet
convertible and
that
top of the
seat
cage
into
is gonna be gone. Yeah, we're gonna ratchet into the thing. But no, we made the truck stronger and we all worked together. He got it under control and he was able to keep the truck together but keep winning, which is the coolest part. It wasn't like he had to destroy the truck to win. He was able to win. I think his Glendale one, I think he probably did. Yeah. So it's like stuff like that. It's, you can win is awesome, but to win and not just win because you hit a stupid crazy jump that just ripped your front end out.
Yeah.
It's even cooler. You actually have a really good run that was quite the run.
Yeah.
I think those.
Can drive away.
Yeah,
those
and
are-
so that
yeah.
Right.
That's the best feeling.
That's fun. Yeah, that's big.
We got
See, good, you're next.
Oh yeah.
So I grew up in Iowa, so my local show is the Moines County Arena every year. And I think when I was like 6, I think we got to go to Minneapolis for the first time. That show was only like 4 hours from my house, so went and saw our first stadium show, and that was the year that Dennis cleared the double bus, and
That year is legendary.
it was crazy. So that's kind of my obsession started, and went to the World Finals a few times as a fan, and
The whole family would go. Wouldn't your whole family go?
just me. But then graduated high school, and a lot of people told me that I was an idiot for trying to do this. So there's no way to make a career out of this, and I went to UNOH, and
So how was it going to school there?
I think there's good and bad to it. You know, a lot of people want to say negative things about it, but I wouldn't have a fraction of the knowledge that I have now.
They taught you all the mechanical of all stuff.
I wouldn't say all. I'd say 50% 30% of it. You know, it gave me a good base
We got the right
knowledge.
track.
And then, you know, it's hard to teach you how to work on a monster truck until you actually get your hands on a monster truck. So, you know, they gave me the right push in the right direction, and you know, it still took me kind of helping out, volunteering different teams, and you know, it just happened that I was at a show that Corey was at, and
Long lost brother.
and you know, and they said they needed a guy for the upcoming first quarter, so I started going up on the weekends because the shop's only like 3 hours from Lima, and I helped out through November and December, and as soon as I graduated in February, I flew to Glendale and stayed on the road with them ever since.
So how did it go over when you told your parents, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be working on the road?
I'll be home maybe next month.
Yeah, they were totally supportive of it. You know, they wanted me to pursue it. You know, I think they'd be more disappointed if I didn't go for it, and you know, listen to people who had no idea what this is like tell me not to do it. You know, it is hard to, if you don't understand what this life is like, to try and think that there's a career in it. But you know, they definitely wanted me to do what I had to do, and you know, it was a big move for the whole family. You know, my aunts and uncles and grandma, I mean, we all lived on the same street, so for me to move across the country to go to college was crazy, and so you know, I don't regret it, not even a little bit.
So how was that? How did you get physically hired? I mean, did you sit down with Jim and go, hey?
So I was working for Jamie Garner in Dayton, Ohio, was the show I was at, and Jamie wasn't even there. It was John Zimmer and Zach driving, and Zimmer said that they didn't really have any openings for that first quarter, but Corey said that they did, and so Corey gave me his phone number, and I called him a couple days later, and he said, yeah, just come out and you know, help us get ready for first quarter, and you know, I think there's a spot for you here, and I probably came up my third week was the first time I met Jim. You know, he was busy doing boats in the marina, so he wasn't really around. And I don't even think I met Joe till the second or third week because he was driving for Botters.
Yeah.
Cool.
So not quite like how Joe said it, where he was like, yeah, show up, and then they all leave like, oh, am I supposed to go with you? Oh yeah, you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that whole setup was good. Him coming in was good, but no, he had more of a direct. You know, I stuck into a show. I was like, could I help? Right. I lied my way through it. I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be talking to security guys. It's like, are you supposed to be here? Yep. What are you doing? Fixing. I'll work on the trucks.
Yeah.
Or they're down the road, I think. Maybe. I don't know where they are.
you have to come ready.
So you pull a Tom.
I pulled the make it look like you know what you're doing, and people want to ask you questions, and nobody asked me any questions, and we were fine. So I got a job, and I've been taking it ever since. Pretty good. Woo!
More of that too. You had messaged me.
I did.
You remember that?
When
you messaged me on Facebook about working for
when I was gonna jump? Yeah.
Teamscream.
Yeah. Well, what is that? A fun thing. So we were in Edmonton, and I knew of this Chris Koehler guy. I didn't know, I never met him, but I've like heard of him. And we do Edmonton, and I knew Koehlers were going to be there. I didn't know who was with him, and I saw him, and he had like long hippie hair. I wasn't sure if he was a guy or a chick. That's okay. Yeah. But yeah, we had Edmonton, and it went absolutely atrociously for me. I wasn't even driving. I was just trying to fix them, and everything went horrendously wrong.
Yeah, it was funny.
And end of the night, or I think about it a week later, I texted Chris. I was like, hey man, are you looking for a new crew guy or something? Because this ain't it. I was like, I gotta go do something else. I was like, I'm gonna jump. And I got the 0.0 responses. I know, you told me to talk to your dad.
I just said talk to somebody. I pretty much just said talk to somebody else.
Yeah. He popped me off.
Yeah, you gotta message Corey or Jim.
which I had. I think Steve and Opie gave me your old man's number, but I didn't want to just call him out of nowhere. It's like, who's this weird number from Massachusetts? So I ended up seeing Jim in Wheeling, Missouri, and I had quit with Jimmy like 2 days before that. So Jim and Brad are in the rig changing and getting ready, and Jimmy and Dawn already went to the trucks. Shut up. And I'm just pacing outside of the rig, because I'm like, oh my god, they gotta get out here. Jim's gonna kill me, so I'm over by the truck, blah, 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 blah. And Brad came out. I'm like, hey man, I'm looking to jump ship. I want to come work for you guys. You have a spot open. And he was like, yeah, were you just like listening into the window? Because we were just talking about this like 2 minutes ago. I was like, what? No. It's like, no, I was up here.
You're so warned.
I wasn't. I really didn't. I didn't.
So warned.
No, I wasn't looking at the window. I was in the loft the whole time.
I was stuck in there. I was looking through. But then Jim came out, and I've had 2 conversations with Jim Koehler about getting a job, and he walks really fast. And he was kind of leaving me in the dust. I'm just trying to get like pieces, parts of information on what to do. And he gave me give your phone number to one of my guys, which ended up being Kyle Garr. And I didn't know if he was actually going to give it to him or not, but he did. And then about 3 or 4 weeks later, I went down to Hartford, Connecticut, and did a show with Brad and Corey. No, Bridgeport is the crappy tunnel, like the super long tunnel.
I thought they did Bridgeport that one year.
I don't remember. It was somewhere in Connecticut.
But why'd you go there? Somebody told you to go there?
Yeah, Jim had called me, and I got a voicemail, which is still on my phone. And yeah, right. Anyway, so yeah, he told me to go down to Connecticut, go do the show with them, and if they like me, drive back to the shop. So Corey and Brad liked me, which was super cool, and I followed them back to Michigan in my piece of crap 150, and I made it, and everything was cool, and I have not lessons.
Is that the one you did do a talk with us a couple days ago? Or a couple
No,
days
that's my
ago?
new one. That's my blue one. Yeah, no, my 96 doesn't have a motor in it.
He's got 400,000 red
I have 3, thank you.
trucks
Yep.
at the shop.
396. I got a 150, a 250, and a
If
350.
you guys are looking for used vehicles, you can come by our shop.
Come by Joe's car lot.
All
The red ones are free. Take them.
You can haul them out of there. They're yours.
Yeah.
Makes
We're
part
gonna
of
be
it.
long line at this point.
Yeah, Axe spray paint on the side of it.
Yes. Stickers all over.
He has the light bulbs and CVs and
I got light bars and CVs.
The flag.
I do have a CV.
Only for racing.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Built different.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the team right now is we're making a lot of big changes, and we're changing guys out and we're adding guys, losing guys left and right, and I think obviously it's going to be a step backwards, but I think in the long run we're all going to take multiple steps forward. I think this is big for our team. This next couple of years are going to be huge in terms of growth, and I'm really excited to see where we're going with it, because we do have a pretty killer team and we have a good camaraderie, and I'm really happy to see what everyone's doing is cool, and I think where we're going is cool, and I don't know, I think we're on the right track to do some really good things, and it's exciting it's exciting to say. Yeah, it really is exciting to say, and I don't know, just stuff like that is, I don't know, I'm happy for it, really.
Yeah.
Fun.
I'm pumped.
So the other question I have is turning it around to fans. So 2 questions.
Sure.
When do you per se recognize us as fans?
Here we go.
A general person, and who do you think is the biggest fan, or has been?
Like, are you saying like you guys personally? Like, when do we?
When you when you go, I remember them. Oh yeah, they're painted black. I remember them.
I don't know. There's certain fans that you meet on online a lot that interact with everything. Like, for example, like Mike Trapper.
Love
He's
that.
like an
Mike
online legend. I mean, he's probably gonna hear this and go crazy that we're even talking about him.
1,000 points to
shout
Chris
out-
Koehler. He wins.
Shout out Mike Trap. But yeah,
You just shout out at the right capacity.
he's crazy. He's awesome, and he's a fan you want to have. Where it's like he's so hyped on it, Just like you guys are so like hyped on it, where it becomes almost. I would say our relationship is more than just like a fan to
Oh, yeah.
relationship. I think it's gone way past that. We've known you guys for since we were like I was little. You know what I mean? You guys have been around forever, so it's. Honestly, I think the coolest part about the industry we have is it is niche. I think if you really are a true fan, I don't think you're necessarily, I don't know, you're just so committed to this. Like they travel to events. Like I mean, even like you, for example, traveled. I mean, how many? You probably did more events this year than I have. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy the level of just commitment like certain fans have and how much they enjoy seeing us. You know, and it like people telling you they look up to you it's the weirdest feeling. It really is.
Super weird.
But it's cool, you know. It's like, oh shoot, when you want to put on a good image because if that person's trying to do what you're doing and look up to you, you don't want to give them the wrong reputation or give them the wrong view on their life. You know, you want to help everyone as you
So
can.
Joe, what about you and us? And who you think is the biggest fan out there?
Biggest in general, like
Yeah.
I think I'm sitting with them. Realistically, I think it's you guys. With the amount of stuff that you travel to, you know, get buses and cart them around everywhere.
So not here. So somebody else that isn't
in general,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not trying to get his brownie points, you know.
Yeah.
I need to dish out some brownie points here. I don't know. I mean, Mike Trapper, he's big. He's
Lord.
the Lord. Reagan, yeah.
I heard Mike Trapper is a big Blake fan. Just so you
Big
know.
Blake Ranger guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Big guy, you know.
TJ's not.
No.
Just for the
No.
apparently. I am.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
I'm not
I
gonna
guess.
touch that one.
I guess Mike.
Yeah, I don't know if you can count. I don't know if I would say Mike Trapper's the biggest fan. It's hard to say who is the biggest fan.
Ethan Jones is a pretty big fan.
Because it's like, yeah, it's a group. It's honestly groups of the biggest fans.
And
'Cause
there's
there are,
probably 50 of, I mean, I would say
Yeah.
that I know of 50, maybe 100
Yes.
people out there that really,
that are so recognizable.
Yeah.
Like, because you have people that are online all the time, you have people that travel all the time. There's so many different versions of what you would consider the biggest fan.
correct.
Can I jump in?
Yep.
I think two people that come to mind when it comes to to biggest fan, Cody Saucier and Tyler Meninga eat, sleep, breathe monster trucks.
Yeah,
I think,
they do.
that's a really good
I
point.
think-
I would argue that
I think
we're
Cody
biggest
Saucier
fans.
could
Yeah.
tell you anything that's ever happened in a monster truck show since like 1904 or something.
Preston's a pretty big fan too.
Preston
Preston,
Press,
yeah.
huge.
Big.
Preston,
Yeah.
yep.
When you really do boil it down, a lot of the drivers are
Yeah.
the biggest fans
Yeah,
that is
because this is what we do. This is our lives.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of nerds just following monster trucks. Even when we're not racing, we're watching it on Instagram. We're watching our buddies, and we're like, "Oh, I'm gonna try that," or "Well, that was cool." It really is kind of embarrassing when you think about it. This is all we do.
So do you remember the shirts that someone made
Yep.
out of Loopy Go Home?
Yeah,
shirts?
Lope Go Home.
I'm so mad I never saw any of those
Yes.
shirts.
Yeah,
I've heard the story. That was like the introduction to you guys.
Yes, oh yeah.
'Cause I forget where the heck we were, but it was during that goofy COVID tour, I think. Maybe it was me. I might have been
No,
Brad.
it was before.
No,
that.
I'm saying when I met him.
Oh.
I think I met him in 20 with Jim and Brad, and we were in like Houston or something. And Jim's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're going to dinner." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Oh, we're going with Tomcat."
Well,
I'm like, "Who on earth is Tomcat?"
Were you around in 19?
The very end of 19, yes.
Because I don't, maybe he did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Tom Meow.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going out with Tomcat. And I'm like, okay, cool. Who the heck is Tomcat? And he's just like, oh, they're really cool guys. You know, they made, like, I remember, Jim was saying, like, I remember because they made these Go Home Lupe shirts and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Like, that sounds cool. Yeah.
I've never
like
heard
2
that
years.
story.
Yeah, really. Oh, it's
bad.
It's a good one. I like that story.
It's a good story.
It's crazy.
It led to 2 to 4 shirts after that.
And truly, it made. So the quick story is that we stood when Philadelphia stood in line. They didn't want to stay in line, so Lisa and I and Maddie wanted to stay in line.
Back in that
We're in
raw
line.
line.
5 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. So we stood in line for 3 hours, and the first guy happened to be Loopy. We bought 5 shirts, and we put them. I put them all together so you can make it easy to sign. And he goes, one signature per person. Well, there's 3 people here, and that didn't like it. Never mind, you don't have to sign. So then everybody else signed all the T-shirts, and now there's a guy in the back security guard yelling
Hey,
back
Kevin.
and forth at us. Only one signature per person, and then when we get down, Adam goes, "This place is off the hook," and then Jim says.
You've been waiting in this line for
3 hours. You want to get
3
one
hours,
signature per person?
Yeah.
And then a couple other people. We got down to Tom at the end.
the end.
Tom goes, "You've been to this place, that place, this place, this place, that place." And then security guards yelling back and forth, and literally lets us leave with him. His name's Kevin, by the way.
Out of the building.
Yeah, I mean, he pushes, make sure we left because.
And by the way,
it was
Loopy, all
that-
he did was qualify and crashed coming off the ramp, and he literally ripped off the whole front end off, and he was
And that's
done.
it.
Never came back.
So
and
we
he
made
qualified
these,
second.
So we made these shirts up.
Major bad blood here.
Made these shirts up. Flew out to, I think.
It was somewhere in Connecticut. It had to be.
No, that mid.
Oh, you're right.
Cincinnati.
Started to see
Cincinnati,
Cleveland.
wasn't
I think it was Cleveland because it was right near the road. And so we were out there, and Kevin was there, or the security guard. And I go, hey, can I get a picture with you? He goes, sure, but please don't make a T-shirt about it. I said, not a problem. So then when we were out there, we went to Vance Auto Parts thing where Loopy was, and we gave him the shirt.
it?
Grinder truck.
Grinder truck.
You forgot something.
Well, but so then I wait for everybody to leave, and I said, this shirt is about you. And he goes, I don't remember anything about it. So he got such a bad thing from everybody. I'm sure most of the drivers, because it was a story all year long. That a year later at MetLife, he came up and said, apologize. We are now friends.
I started handing drivers shirts.
And Jim would wear it under his fire. His
for like a
fire
full
system.
year and a half.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a cool story.
And that was just one of them. Then he drove the El Toro Loco, or the other one with Big Tongue.
El Diablo.
And,
No, no, why
That was cool.
But he
Yeah.
wasn't Spanish. He did not know Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
So we made a Spanish T-shirt that was in Spanish saying "Loopy, go home." So when he was next to another guy who spoke Spanish, because I don't, I
Yeah,
went up to him and
yeah,
go,
didn't know.
"What does it say?" And he was relaying for Loopy because then Loopy could read it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I know y'all have the questions, but I have a question for you guys. If you had to go like one event, past or present, like a place, like where's your favorite place for a monster truck show?
Sam Wood Stadium. Or was that?
Okay.
Easily.
I figured you guys would say that, but if
Easily.
we could all,
Easily Sam
we could all share. I mean, I would like to hear
Yeah.
you guys.
Wayne never went, so he would say
Yeah.
that too. Only
Really
because he never
upset
went.
about that.
You never seen one?
You're not even a fan. Never
You're
mind.
right.
I know, right?
Is that
Hey,
right?
Same boat.
hey, how do you feel that there's a whole generation, me and then past me, that will never see Sam Boyd ever, never
Yeah.
experience
I don't
that,
know.
Disappointing.
whole.
I mean, I still have
That's what
FOMO
you
for
choose?
that too.
Yeah.
Boyd?
Yeah.
You said Des
I-
Moines?
There's Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah.
I think everyone's
No,
fanboys.
no,
easy.
honestly, like for any fan to go to the World Finals, I wish everybody could experience that. You know, there was such an atmosphere at Las Vegas that, like, you know,
Family atmosphere, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was really.
the pit party was always
Yeah.
insane. The event
So
was
good.
always
Yep.
insane.
60 to
And-
100 trucks there almost
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
And you know, the World Finals is still. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to be at the World Finals and win the World Finals, but I mean, you were pushing the truck harder than ever. You know, top speeds higher than you'll ever push a truck anywhere else in the world. You know, there was only one place to do it. It was Vegas, and you know, Orlando they made it happen. Nashville, we made it happen. LA
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
made it happen. But you know, I think you still have such a history there that it's hard to replicate.
I think the other places are great, but I mean, to me, home is Vegas. Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Koehler still calls it Vegas
Yeah.
when he's referring to the
Right.
World Finals.
Yeah.
I still say that too.
Yeah.
It's hard
Go
not
to
to.
Vegas.
And-
Right? Well,
Is
We're
yours
saying it for
Sandboy,
how many
Chris?
years?
What?
Is yours Sandboy too?
It's hard not to be, dude. I have such FOMO of never being there. Like I look back and I went there as a kid, you know, and we've all been to probably you haven't because you hate it, but
Yeah, because I'm
we've all been there, you know, and it was
I
the
just went to Abu
atmosphere.
Dhabi, so good for
Like
you.
even
Yeah.
just like the aura of
There we
the
go.
place. Like
Right.
the pit party was a huge
Yeah.
field, you know, they took care of the grass, everything. 100 trucks, you know, and they had every truck had like their special thing. They had these little walkways, all like the winning circle, the parade, all this crazy stuff. It was just like it was honestly magical. As a monster truck fan, and as a, like a
Yeah.
being involved in it all, it was magical. It was insane. And the moments, like all the moments that happened in that building, like it's
Yeah.
that is to me like the pinnacle of what World Finals were. And obviously the new ones are still cool, and
Yep.
it's cool that they travel now. But I would love one day for them to go back to Sandboy, and I want to be in it.
Did it
so
ever rain there? I mean, I don't
bad.
think other places has rain, but I don't think
Once
it's rained
twice.
One year maybe.
Yeah, I think they dealt with rain one year, but that was the best part is the weather there was perfect. You know, and it was just so cool because even like the banquet, you know, when you're in this you're in Las Vegas, you know, it was it's cool. It's just such an atmosphere, you know.
Actually, they tore that place down. Where they had the banquets at?
Oh, yeah. Imperial Palace.
No. What starts with T? Downey Mauricio there.
Gold Ground.
Vegas is where it's at.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
The last year I was in Vegas, we got the double down package, and we actually had to walk on the floor, and it's like, wow, you actually walk through Thunder Round, and you're like, man, I can't believe you.
Wait. You were there that year?
Mm-hmm.
That is was not that great.
And then probably the worst World Finals.
No, I'm not talking about the World Finals itself. I'm talking about. So did you get the VIP package afterwards? That you walked onto the.
Yeah, I think so.
Which none of the drivers are down there except for
4
Yeah.
or 5.
For Ryan.
We'll wrap.
except Ryan. And
Yeah.
unless you
We'll keep them going.
To you guys.
We do have to round it out here shortly because we have a pit party.
They got
to
a
go
pit
to.
party coming
Yeah,
up
you
in
gotta
West
work.
Lebanon.
One thing I do miss, speaking of World Finals, is the 2-day package. I thought it was really
100%.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the one day
It's easier on everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just
Fans
like
always wanted to do that.
the
I think-
turnover and stuff. I think it was so cool because
I
you
think
have
people would
like
pay for it, even if it was more money, to see quote 2 shows separate.
Sure.
And make it easier because then the drivers, I mean, it's hard on everybody on I mean, we're out there for 12 hours. You guys are out there for 12 hours working and working and.
Well, they're just standing there. We're sweating too, but we're sweating to walking around.
We're sitting down or standing up.
Yeah. And not to take away from any of the World Finals now, I think they still have their magicness to it as well.
Yeah.
Like I think them bringing in, incorporating new track designs, I think is super cool.
Yeah,
like
makes it
cool.
I think that's such a cool feature of like it's gonna S track and the over under. Like when they do stuff like that, I'm excited to see what they're doing next year. They've announced Salt Lake. It's a smaller building, so it's gonna be pretty exciting to see how they pull off a crazy track like they did this year. Like this year everyone had their doubts, and I thought it turned out to be for racing pretty
I think
exciting to
Ryan
watch.
was
I think it was
racing.
even like that
Yeah, it was
the LCQ thing that we competed in, like that was even competitive and cool to watch. And then to watch all the main trucks just get faster and faster, it was awesome. Like it was like stuff like that. So I think the World Finals still has that power behind it, and that like because like everyone wants to be there. Like I still envy. It's not like it's not a Las Vegas. I don't want to be there. Like I still like clawing to get in every year. I want to be in so bad. So it's like it's still the World Finals, you know. But just the magic of it being at Vegas was super cool. I think, and it's been there for so long. It's built such a name for itself, such a history for itself.
Yeah.
So we've met people who actually are in the family now, and we took them to I guess MetLife. No, it was Philly, and they've never been to a pit party.
Really.
They've been to the shows, but never to the pit party. And now they have another idea about what it is, but they're going to World Finals with that.
It's half the experience.
Yeah.
If you don't go to
It's
pit
huge.
parties, you never get to,
Yeah.
you never hear about it. I've told so many people, I've probably influenced like 100 Uber drivers and been like, yeah, go to Monster Jam, here you go, free advertising, come on. And there's so many people that don't know about these pit parties. When they come meet the drivers and stuff, it's not like baseball or football or anything. It's a league of its own.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest parts about our sport is like this wouldn't happen in any other sport. Like I would consider you guys like good friends of ours. You know what I mean? And it started out if this was another sport, it would never get to that level. It'd always just be like the separation of drivers and fans. Like there's
all about the show.
Yeah, Monster Trucks is such a family community and a family show all around because you get so personal with the drivers. You can go to the VIP thing after. You know, you guys probably have 874 flags from the VIP stuff.
920. I think.
We're gonna lose about 15 soon here.
We have an idea that someone gave to us that we're going to.
And Ryan Aronson gave us a beautiful idea of what to do, and I'm not saying it because then it'll ruin everything for next year.
Don't give it up. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like that's what makes our sport so cool is how you can, if you are a fan, you're not just like a fan. Like you can, I mean, obviously you are a fan, but like you could really get to know. Like I mean, these guys started as fans. You know, even like me. Like I know Dad's been doing it forever, but I started as a fan just watching it with my little brothers and stuff. It's crazy how much you can go in the sport. Like it is hard to get into, but once you're in, you're in. Like these guys are locked in for life. Like if they didn't want to stay here, they could find another team would take them any today. You know, and it's once you're in, like I said, once you're in, you're in. It's a huge family thing. Like it is cool.
Definitely don't plan to do that, but you can do that.
As long as you keep your strikes down.
I know.
Stay.
What's the strike system? You gotta explain it.
So
It's basically if you do anything stupid that's not really stupid, because I don't really.
there are some stupid things you do.
Technically, if you want to be like technicality, I'm a perfect human being and I don't mess up. So.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna mess up.
Sculptures
Check.
from marble.
Check that one.
No, the strike system is a thing we do that you get 3 strikes a day. Every day it resets. And I'm the one handing out the strikes. I'm the strike man. So
But sometimes
Yeah.
the severity of the strikes, it just doesn't add up. Like I could leave a water bottle on the step and you like hit it by accident, you're like, that's a strike. That's strike, you're done.
that's never happened. If the cap was off, maybe. But the strike rule, pretty much what it is if you get 3, you're done. You don't pack your bags, that's it. If you get 3 in a day, that's it. Joe's been to 2 quite a few times. There are times where I had to take away a strike to give Joe another strike because he really needs more. But yeah, we've never really gotten to 3, so hopefully we never ever get to them. But
Try my best.
Joe will be the first.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Joe just pisses me right off. I wish he was here to defend himself, but
He has nothing
He
to
is.
say.
he is. I don't know. He just, the strike system's fun. CJ's probably only gotten like 2 strikes his whole life. He just deserve a little more, but.
So Jim Koehler, if you're listening to this, I think he's saying I'm clear for a raise.
We don't do that here.
Spike.
We're a family. We don't take money. Oh,
Vegas
man.
is y'all's place, huh?
Yeah.
Vegas is good.
Salt Lake City's the closest resemblance to it I've heard many times, and I've looked at. I went to the top of the tower and looked in the distance. You just see the mountains and the parking lots at an weird angle where you actually have to put a block or whatever under the tires so they don't roll. But many people say it feels like Sam Boyd because they got the bench seating, the mountains in the back. Similar venue
Got a good
setup,
vibe.
but
Yeah.
it's a lot smaller. Doesn't have to cut.
Yeah, I would
Fun
say
time.
as far as the building is concerned, I guess you could say it's close to Sam Boyd Stadium, but I hope I'm wrong, but it's hard to replicate that energy that Las Vegas gave. But we're still gonna bring everything we got next year and
100%.
try and add a few more world championships to the mantle.
Yeah.
Need a racing one.
I know. I'm due one now that Zach won one. That's selfish. I know. I gotta get one.
So CJ, what did you win this year? Did you win a few things at the banquet?
I was on stage for Stadium Freestyle of the Year. He called me up for that, which was crazy because I wasn't even there when that happened. But
Yeah, which was crazy.
That was epic.
Yeah, we were calling CJ our voodoo doll or something because when he left, we started winning stuff like crazy.
Team Success went
Yeah, he
through
be
the stratosphere,
he'd be
and I
messaging
came-
us
I
like,
came-
can't wait to come back, and we're like, hopefully not. We're doing good without you.
I came back and man, that worst thing that happened to the team in a while.
Yeah.
You burst the bubble, right? You put it
Yeah.
back
Too
down.
funny. No, it's fun. It was fun.
No, also, when you're on stage, someone was saying something that you're texting somebody else.
Like Taylor Swift or something like that?
Oh,
Kylie
so
Jenner.
yeah, Kylie Jenner was at the World Finals and she put me on her story, and it wasn't even really me. It was when Zach won and everyone was celebrating. I went out there and hugged Zach because he's a good buddy of mine. I was proud of him, and then I just said congrats, hugged him, and backed up because it's his moment. It's not. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm on the. It's not. I think when people do that, it's weird. You can enjoy it with him later. Let him have his moment. Him and his dad had that whole thing. It was all amazing. It was awesome. It was a super sweet moment, and that was what Kylie Jenner put that on her story. And I invited her to the banquet. She didn't come, and we were joking around. And me and Ashley we were making our little script or whatever for who we had to present the Rookie of the Year because we won last year. And we're having fun with it. So the running joke is that me and Kylie are getting pretty serious because we're, you know, she's playing hard to get.
There you go.
Maybe next year she'll come to the banquet. We'll
My
see.
sister sent me Kylie Jenner's story.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, don't you know that guy?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah,
dude."
I know. Yeah, I mean, she's playing hard to get, and I don't know if I'm her type, but who knows?
She's probably watching this right now. Huh?
She'll see it. She'll
She
see
is.
it. So
She's dialed
she
in.
probably, yeah.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, it's just, I
Good
don't know.
voice podcast.
It's fun. This
Make
year's
it
fun.
happen.
Next year's
That
gonna
would
be
be
fun.
awesome. We should get her on.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Chris and
Yeah.
Kylie.
We want to keep our relationship private.
That's why you've
I've
never
already
seen
said
anything.
too much about me and her.
A lot of publicity.
Oh my
Don't
god.
want to get too crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think I have to go. Joe's
Yep.
been calling me, so this was a lot of fun, dude. I love doing podcasts. I've owed you guys for a while, so it was cool to get the whole team on here, or at least the team we have with us. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting the crew guys join.
Yeah.
Dude,
First podcast.
Dude, we had a great
Yeah.
time.
You
It
did
was
great,
fun,
dude.
boys.
You did great. I think I overtalked a little bit, but that's my thing. So.
You
You're the center of attention there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Something.
That's why we got the second lens on you guys.
I know. Yeah. Hopefully you turned it on this time.
Yeah, I did. Ah.
We'll
Oh, I forgot.
We'll have to animate
Darn.
the whole thing, make it a cartoon because you didn't record when the cameras were rolling. Yeah.
It'll
Yeah, it
animate.
was cool. It's cool to do things like this because it gives more fans an insight on
Absolutely.
stuff they would never know. Like even like the dragster thing with
Yeah.
like Grandpa taking the name or Dad running Grandpa's name and all that stuff. It's little things like that as a fan, and it just brings, not that we're like some high power, but it brings us drivers down to more relatable level at times, and it makes it. It's cool, you know, because some people think we're something special, and really we're just idiots. We're just
You're great idiots.
yeah, we're just people that just like driving big trucks, dude. We ain't nothing special, but it is cool to let people know our history and, you know, kind of just an insight on how, like, because it's motivating when you hear these guys' stories. It's not ever like, obviously I've had a pretty easy road. I was born into it, but these guys, they worked their way in. You know, they've had it harder than I have. I'll admit that. And there are people that have had it easier than me, but it doesn't matter. It's about like having a passion and chasing it. And the biggest thing to take away from that is like, if you really want something, like these guys did it, you know, and they're still chasing the dream. And Joe's done it, and it's
Damn it, do it.
yeah.
Damn it. Do it, damn it. Do it.
Exactly. It's the
Do
best
it,
way to
damn it.
word
If you got a
It's-
dream, you do it.
Yeah, chase that sucker, dude. It ain't gonna be easy. You're gonna get doors slammed in your face. It's
That was Cole, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool.
First
It's awesome.
Cole Bernard. Quite the moment there.
Yeah.
Still the best stuff.
We got one new concept
Okay.
that we've been in the workshop. Just complete. We got a few green bodies done, so a couple more ideas to try and give fans a special look. But you know, we want to give the fans something to remember us by. So I'm really looking forward to getting those done.
Yeah. Some good stuff. Good stuff coming. We can't really disclose anything, but
Of course.
obviously,
Of course.
want to make a surprise for the fans.
How about the color?
No, can't do that. That's the most
No, no,
important
that's
part.
not-
Right
I love
there.
green.
Yeah.
Is it a different style looking truck?
Nope, still it's the big one we got is still a 57,
Okay.
and
Different name on the side?
nope.
Same name. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. What?
So you think it'll be out for first quarter?
That's our whole plan right now is
And then the big reveal is waiting to go to World Finals with
correct.
that.
Yes.
What year are we in for 28?
For Jimbo, it's gonna be 28 years. Yeah.
Isn't this first quarter gonna be 29? I think we just did 28.
I think coming up is 20. I think he's on 27
Oh.
now.
Either way, a long time. A good long time,
Yeah.
for sure.
And he's one of the only last persons who's been to all the World Finals.
He is the last one. He's the last one.
Only
Yeah.
is.
Which is awesome.
I hope they never break that tradition.
Right.
Well, have
They
to
better
eventually
keep it
if he
going.
retires.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still think it's funny. He was at my first show, and now I'm working with a guy. He's my boss.
Mhm.
He signs my paychecks, which is insane to me. Because like I'll look at him and be like, oh my god, I looked up to that guy. I still do, but like now I'm working with him, so it's an awesome feeling for sure. Working on the best team, all the guys are good, so I'm loving it for sure.
So speaking about Sandwich Stadiums, I and Lisa got to judge World Finals.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Oh.
And to be able to talk about, you know, your idols and all that stuff. I mean, you're judging your idols.
Right.
To me, the responsibility, and then of course a few other people there.
30,000 people booing you because you don't know how to judge.
I did a reasonable
Funniest thing in the world.
Yeah. And we went to training how to do it well. You know, what I mean, so it wasn't like most of when you go to another place and they give you numbers and you go up and down and all that stuff, and then you have to go after if they showed up. If they did this, you know, it's a 5. If they did something special, it goes up, and you know, and you can't give a 10 to the first guy because you can't go 12 after that. So
Right.
you judge the first one on the next.
Tom, you got any good judging stories about how you got out of the venue?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, I don't know if we're allowed to say half of those because
I figured.
well, I mean,
Say in theory. In theory.
we were escorted to the track.
No.
Only because
They were.
someone said he
had
was
concern about going through the fans.
because there was a judge's suck sign handed passed down to the judges.
So the background is that somebody made a beautiful sign that was huge in the back of one of the judges suck.
Wasn't huge.
No, I mean huge, but being.
It was one of the ones that you used to be able to write on there that you could go like this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought one of those. I know what you mean.
For the kids that they would give out. Yeah.
But the guy had it up, and I go, oh, that looks neat. So I grabbed it from him because it'd be nice not to have that out there.
Yeah.
So I still have that, by the way. But so another judge down on the end goes, he had concern. Can we go that way? Can we go down on the floor?
They're not gonna do anything.
Bad scores.
Yeah, but he wanted to get down to the floor.
Yeah.
So my caddy, I call him. We won't mention his name. Caddy.
Slick hair.
Number 2 guy. Said, yeah, we can do that. We can go out and listen down the floor. So that was the first time that fans got to go to the floor, you know, years before. I think it was 15.
That was probably 15. Yeah.
But for me to be asked to do that by somebody like Tom Mentz was, you know, that he would think of me, yeah, that he would be.
Yeah, a
perfect
group
person.
of drivers actually got to pick,
Oh, that's
or
awesome.
well, not pick, but helped influence on who should
Because they
be
were-
judging.
Judges.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then the next year I was supposed to do it, but unfortunately, because I wasn't old enough at the time, you had to be 18 maybe.
Of course, yeah.
And
You
so
were
I was
17.
17 because I graduated that year. And then next year they said, or Slick Hair said I could do it, and then I was a backup, so I didn't do it. But,
No, back down.
but then that tradition for us going down there happened that next year too.
Yeah.
So it's good.
We're in the presence of World Finals judges, guys.
Yeah.
That's
Like
awesome.
everybody.
Oh, well,
Hail
I
down.
do have so we auctions to go up on stage.
Oh, you know,
to
For the
announce,
banquet.
to go with the banquet to go to the banquet,
Board thing.
and then go on stage, and we had
Nicole Johnson.
and so we were sitting around a bunch of people with Munch Jam, and I said, you know, I was going to go up on stage and go.
Hold
yeah,
the
I
judge's
judge
suck sign
suck
out.
stand. And once again, my caddy said, no, don't do that. And his boss goes, yeah, that'd be good, that'd be funny. So I got on stage. I forgot my words.
Yep.
One person laughed.
No.
So the reason
Why?
was because that shiny, terrible sign.
Yeah.
And I opened it up. I went, oh, blowing crap in my eyes because the lights were just shining on it.
It was
And so
bright.
then I held it, which you can't see it because of the reflection. The lights are probably still on it, so no one saw the sign except for the 2 people who won because you know, your racing winner there and your freestyle winner there. Still can't see them because it's black. But yeah.
You know, but that might have been the guy who said go down and who was
Probably.
laughing. Could have been
Probably
that
could have been the one that won freestyle. Cause
You got
no,
set
racing,
up.
'cause it could have been the one that received freestyle because of the
You got
judge
set
suck.
up.
guy. Yeah, it was funny.
But yeah, hearing so
Oh yeah.
in Vegas, we sat in the same section every year, except for 2 years, and we would sit row 2 off the front. So if it rained, we got mud in our face. Anywhere we go, we always sit in the front row. So because of the fans that we knew people, almost everyone in the whole row or whole section, because they would go there every year too, and we would see them every now and then throughout the year at certain shows. And so when they were judging, I remember this. I forget whose truck it was. It was probably Adam. But sorry, Adam, if it wasn't you, but it was probably you, Adam. When he went out there to the freestyle, and
my dad gave him a bad score. I don't know what it was. It was good freestyle, but he might have given him a 6 or something, and it should have been an 8. And I remember him yelling, "TJ, what is your effing dad doing? Did you watch the same freestyle as we are?" It was
That's
good.
awesome.
The constant fight, the back and forth talks.
That's cool.
And then 30,000 people there booing him. Oh, it was great. I was sitting there
But
rolling.
the best part was they had a guy on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so how are the judges doing today? Oh, they're doing great. I met him.
The next freestyle after that, the guy goes out there, they give him a terrible score. He did really good. I don't know if he was good. Just
But
botched
that's-
They
scores.
didn't do the big trick until after. We
the
had
time
to
was
do
up.
it before the last.
That's why it was out. Yeah.
We had to do
yeah.
it before the. What's it? The bonus.
So yeah, they had a bonus time.
bonus
They had
time.
2-3 people do
Turn our
bonus
score
time too.
Yeah.
Before the
MGK
bonus
spark
time.
plugs bonus.
And everyone out there would go do the
We didn't
backflip
get the
during
score
bonus
on
time.
his
Right.
backflip
And that,
because
they only
at the
had
end,
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they all thought we should have got a higher
Yeah.
score because he did that. But
That's
we
why I always hated bonus
didn't
time.
see
But
that.
I never had 30,000 people boo me.
Oh yeah, that was the funniest thing in the world.
It's gotta feel good.
No.
And then they got us on the track, and then you know me, and of course that year that happened was a zombie encore,
Oh,
and
that-
so
Oh, man.
one of the zombie trucks had this giant eyeball, a foam eyeball,
Yeah.
and it fell off because they did all backflips.
the green one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I walked myself, picked that up. I got Sean Duhon sign. I don't remember who drove that one.
I have no idea.
So I just got Sean Duhon sign. I think someone else signed it and took it home. So I got a giant
Had all
eyeball.
the zombies, the
Yeah.
yellow one, white one, green one.
The white one was really good. Was probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite encore you'd say from World Finals?
Oh, dude.
There's a lot of good ones, I know.
There is.
I think the 30th anniversary Gravedigger one,
Mm-hmm.
because I was there. That was my first World Finals,
Oh,
and
easily then.
you know, because we were sitting on the end, and that Randy Brown was driving the Gravedigger that had the sparks shooting out of it. And he did donuts for probably 10 minutes straight or something.
Yeah.
He was right in front of us. And
I don't know how the transmission held in now.
I think the one that comes to mind, it's not really an encore. I mean, it technically is, but when Ryan Anderson first brought out Son of a Digger,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that's
That was
probably
an
one of
encore.
my
Yes.
all-time favorite moments because I was watching that, dude. That was awesome.
That was
Bells
the-
Bells came on, and then him and his dad getting all emotional after
Yeah.
he landed a backflip. That was awesome.
That was, to me, up to a few years after that.
It was like 3 or
That
4.
was his best time ever, best
Yeah.
Yeah,
performance.
he had a great run
Great.
too.
Yeah,
it was
he
aw-
would have won 4 or 5.
I
Yeah, he
know.
would. Yeah, if he was in it, he would have won
Yeah, it
right
was
there.
an awesome run. He landed that backflip perfect, and then got out, and everyone was like choking up on the mic. That's always the best.
Yeah.
So I think I have an upside down picture of that, which I gave to him, and he says he has it down in his man cave downstairs.
Yeah, that's awesome. That one was good. The Max D one
Yep.
when he came on the
Oh,
RT, the dump
third,
truck.
yep.
That one was sweet. And they played, but they didn't play his theme song. I was kind of mad about that.
Yeah.
You're
They
right.
played like Symphony of Destruction,
Yep.
which was cool too.
Symphony
But-
of Destruction.
Yeah, but his theme song would have made that a lot better. That was a good one. I don't know, the Gravedigger one where they collided. I don't know what year was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Ryan got hurt too.
Yeah.
You guys remember the one
Ryan
where
got hurt at the 30th one.
30.
Oh, yeah.
the Max D Encore or Craig Christensen like absolutely sent it? He got like 40 feet of air.
Yeah.
Even the Doomsday one was pretty cool. I was always a fan of that truck. I always really liked it. The idea was super cool. And when I saw it in Gillette. Steven Sims Jr. was driving it, and he did really well. So he burnt that thing to the ground. That was cool.
Well, and he was at that point the record driver of that.
Steven Sims Jr.
Yes.
No,
No.
he took it for East Rutherford and Gillette,
Okay.
and it was on the hook chassis that's right out there. It was on that truck.
Mm.
So it was an independent guy. He was one of the only independent guys that ran Doomsday.
That's cool.
Yep. So that was awesome.
So I know that used to have like another
Colt
driver.
Stevens drove it for
Oh, that's
a
okay.
couple of
Everybody
events.
drove that.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people drove it.
So many people.
Love the idea. Whoever drove it, they would put it back into the car. And
Yeah.
You could see somebody's foot get smashed in next time.
Yeah,
His
those
foot,
Thomas,
but, you know.
Thomas guys, they closed the door on his foot.
That's
Her
great.
name was Lynn Moore.
Monster Patrol and Doomsday are neck and neck with most drivers in Identity.
Yeah,
I'd
Monster
say.
Patrol's had a lot.
Yeah, because he used to rent out his truck to different like tracks and stuff like that to make extra money. So he'd rent out the body and whatnot. I don't know if he rented out the chassis. And then he'd make a lot of extra money doing that, and people would get to run the identity. So there's like, I think there's over 95 recorded ones, and then, you know, however many that were sold that, you know, weren't recorded.
That's what happens.
Yeah, it's crazy. I learned that last year. Austin Tweedy drove it, and then he was like the 96 driver or something like that. I'm probably off.
So, for you guys, as an independent Teamscream, which Monster Jam body would you want to see on?
Captain's Curse, the black one, by far. Black Captain's Curse.
I mean, I would always like to see a Gravedigger, you know.
Yeah. Joe would drive a Gravedigger. He's been talking about that for
Joe
years.
Foley and Gravedigger.
If Joe Foley drove Gravedigger, that truck would be no longer. It wouldn't even be salvageable.
Chassis would be retired pretty
Need an
quick.
engine every time.
It would be
Yeah.
in half. 110%.
I guess if I like really had to, you know, like not a great, like a mainstream truck. I did like the Black Captain's Curse. That's a pretty good answer. I really like the Legend.
That's
Yeah,
probably
man.
one of my favorite trucks of all time. is the
But-
Legend.
I agree.
I hope one day we get back for an encore, even just something small.
I mean, Adam can just drive it. He doesn't have to be in Gravedigger. He can be in his own. Because you have Ryan in his
Depends how the
own.
merch sales were. I don't know.
True.
I don't know how it
Yeah.
went.
I did like him in that truck though. It's good.
Who
He
didn't?
came here a couple times in that truck and
Yep.
tore it up.
And who doesn't love like the Koehler Legend?
Yeah.
That thing was sick.
Did you like the yellow beads?
Yeah,
That
I
was-
was
that
a
was my
big
favorite.
fan of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He liked the black beads and the zoomies. And all
Yeah.
that. But the zoomies, the yellow beads, for like the first gen BKTs when they were first coming out, that truck looked sick. Definitely.
Frickin' sended it.
Oh yeah. He was
Sended it. Just gonna send it, bud.
Sended it. Yeah, that was a good one.
Did you guys have any show at the Super Speedway Atlanta?
I've done one there.
I have not.
How did that feel? Because obviously you're a NASCAR track technically, and so it's different track and all that.
It was fun, you know, pulling in there. Like, it's super cool driving your semi in there, and you get on the infield, and you know, I mean, it's hard to put into words how huge that place is. And then, you know, me and Jim were walking the track Saturday morning with Charlie Pocket. I'm like, I told them both, I'm like, you guys have more experience hitting buses and big things than anybody else here has combined. You know, this is your guys' track. And I think Chucky went freestyle actually that show.
Was it Megalodon? Was he? Or
Oh no, Corey went freestyle both days there when I was there.
Okay.
But yeah, then we got to the show, and I think at one point 3 out of 4 trucks were broke at the same time, and it wasn't small stuff like, you know, I think we had to take the whole front end apart on Corey's to get an axle light in intros. That was a lot of fun. And Craig blew up a planetary, and Jim blew up a midshaft bearing, and I mean and there was me and Joe were the only crew guys, so we were we were horribly understaffed for that show.
So you had to pick trucks. You had to pick what truck to work on first.
Well, I went on Corey's truck because he went out for intros and did a hard pull off of the asphalt and snapped an axle, and so he made his race pass because he was first pair out. Came back, got the axle fixed. Took longer than it should have, and then Craig went out like first in skills and blew the planetary up. So we're like, just got done working on this thing. Come on.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris, and that's one of his bucket list shows to do. So hopefully we have it in the fourth quarter. I mean, we got no idea, so
Right.
that would be awesome for sure.
I heard they weren't going to go back there.
Really?
I heard that for like 1 to 2
They
years.
said that
dude.
for 2 years in a row, then they went back. So, but
Yeah.
they were told this is supposed to be the last year for it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get our schedule soon, I guess. That would be great.
I mean, I see you guys on the East Coast more.
Yeah, it would. That would be nice. It'd be nice for me, definitely. I like the East Coast. I don't know how you
Not
feel.
easier for you guys to drive around to, I would assume, than going to Cali and back.
Way easier.
going back to what I said about like what's your like favorite show besides Vegas that happens or doesn't happen, what would it be?
So it's kind of a tie between, obviously Dallas Stadium has a soft spot.
Yeah.
I love the stadium. Indy Stadium is good too. The Lucas Oil Stadium. I like that. I know Joe probably hates it.
I like it too. It's a great venue and there's some nice stuff around there. Good place to eat. But
Good history. It's all like motorsport themed.
Yeah,
You got
it's
dragsters up on the.
big pulling tractor.
The Viking Stadium at Minnesota. Love it.
Minneapolis.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
U.S. Bank Stadium has the best building food I've ever had.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're looking for. There's a mac and cheese stand hidden in the corner of the concourse of that building, and that was I miss going there as a fan because that was chef's kiss.
That is noted in the brain now.
Yep.
My pick, even over Vegas, would be Stafford Motor Speedway.
Oh yeah.
Super nostalgic for me. I know you probably think I'm stupid for saying that.
Your words, not mine.
Exactly.
That's a good
I get
one
it,
though.
But that is my like pinnacle of monster trucks because that was like a world finals type deal. Like they felt like that because
Yeah,
everyone
big
would
deal.
go
Yeah.
so hard at every event. It's even here, like a couple years ago when Monster Jam did here, and like Adam and all them would come. They would just burn it down to Speedway shows because it's so nostalgic. They had shows there since the 80s or whenever
Yep.
it was.
Yeah.
We don't disturb those Stafford.
Yep, but Stafford is my favorite show of all time. I wish we could do that again. I wish Monster Jam picked it up or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But that place is awesome.
I've got two niche ones. So in Florida, there's a mud park in Naples, and they used to do monster truck shows.
I remember that.
You guys know.
Yep.
And they used to do shows. I don't know about 80s, but definitely the 90s. And Monster Jam went there all the way up to I think 2000.
14.
Yeah.
15,
Something pretty close, and they had some killer events there. And now All Star Monster Trucks does that show.
Cool.
And then there's a track about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me in Ocala. And It's called Bubba Speedway.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
know of that one?
Oh,
And I went there in I think it was 2015 or 2016, and it was like the ultimate lineup you could see. It was Dennis, Charlie.
but two gravediggers.
Yeah,
The green
yeah.
one and the regular
I
one.
got to see
remember
the freaking World Finals green gravedigger at a
Yep.
Speedway show. That was like the craziest thing.
that. Doomsday was there.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson, Adam. Adam had Cole Vennard filling in because he was having a baby then.
Yep.
So I got to see Cole drive the Legend. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Doomsday.
I remember when that lineup came out, and I was like,
Dude.
holy crap.
Monster Mutt Rottweiler. It was crazy, man.
Rod Schmidt was driving it, wasn't he?
Probably thereabouts.
It was like all gravedigger drivers.
I think it was Rod Schmidt.
Yeah, it was. The whole thing was like new and old gravedigger drivers. It was wild.
Yeah.
For
So,
me,
that was awesome.
go ahead, Eric.
No, I'm done with that.
Are you
burn
done?
it, burn it down,
I'm
burn
gonna,
it down.
I'm gonna forget if I don't say it, but for me, growing up, we went to the Metrodome all the time, and that used to be like the kickoff show of the season, and it used to be all three Andersons and Tom and Damon Bradshaw and Lindsey Wink and Jim. I mean, it was 16 trucks, and pretty much every 16 of them was going to be in the World Finals that year. So I mean, it was always a killer show.
Yeah.
Those were the best lineups, like
Yeah.
the Damon Bradshaw lineups.
Air
Like,
Force
yeah.
Afterburn or Monster Energy?
Monster
Both.
Energy.
I'll
Monster
go
Heat.
both.
Yeah. Stafford had some wild lineups too, where Adam Anderson, Tom Entz. I don't know, Dennis didn't really go there too much. He did West Lev a bunch, but he never really did Stafford. It was usually someone else, like Gary Porter did it,
Yeah.
and then Pablo
Did it.
Hutfaker ripped off the shock towers one year. He hit the racing lane at Mont Jesus and landed like this, and the shock towers just fell off. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
One for me, I guess, if we're on the topic of Speed Wishers, they came to Knoxville, Iowa, like 2 years or something, and Knoxville is the sprint car capital of the world. And Tony Stewart's owned that place forever, and it's 45 minutes from my house where I grew up. And one year they had like Gary Porter was in Digger, I think Neil was there, a couple other really. I mean, it was only like a 6-truck lineup, but like
Was it stacked?
it was a big lineup for that show.
What years was that around?
I want to say like 14, 15 or 15, 16, something like that. But they never came back. But I mean, it was
That's cool. I don't even
sold
know
out
about that.
sold out the whole track. I mean, it was a lot of fun going to that. We won radio tickets. Or actually, we entered a giveaway because they were doing a display with Randy Brown's Gravedigger one year, and we were the only people that entered, so we got free we got free tickets to it.
Sweet. I was talking about somebody. I was talking to somebody about this, that if Monster Jam wanted to venture out, make some more money, they could take their little Monster Gun pod that they have, bring it to well, fairground shows or stuff like that. That's one thing, and do like four truck stuff, or maybe even less. Just like little fun stuff and make like side money and go back to their roots. And then speedway wise, they could have, like I said, 6 trucks, 8 trucks, and do a totally different series, like a racetrack series or something like that. Like I don't know, call it some unique cool name.
Even if they just did the summer of just all speedways, it would sell out.
I always thought like a cool idea would be like a summer tour champion. You know, you do all these speedway shows. You know, I mean, just something different to get the fans.
It's very
engaged.
doable. It's just has to be pitched to the right person, and like the money has to work out.
And they could make any show exciting for a fan now, because they're doing. If you can do a backflip in an arena, and you bring it to a speedway show, add in crush cars because you're outside, like you can make it so good.
Yeah.
So for working on them wise, beach shows. I've always liked Wildwood. I've always liked the beach ones. Is it worse for working on them, or?
I've never done a beach show. Okay. Actually, I was talking to Corey Snyder about this last night, and you know, he was talking about doing the beach shows, and I would have to say that Wildwood would be higher on my list because everybody says Virginia Beach is super hard on trucks, super hard on parts. Yeah. So, but you know what? I think Jim was king of the beach like 5 times or something, and so Corey was king of the beach twice or something, I think. But
Wildwood would be an awesome show. It's kind of close to my home too. So.
Did you guys ever see the clip where Gary Porter's driving the old Gravedigger chassis? I think like 2011, and it's like one of the last shows, and he's driving on Virginia Beach, and he literally goes for like 3 minutes, and the truck goes on fire.
No, but I know the show you're talking about, because that was like one of the last time they like hired out a Gravedigger to an independent show.
Wasn't Adam there with Taz too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that.
That was legendary.
Now, one of the last ones, they went to Wildwood at the Pags. Matt and Nick were racing each other. They collided.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Iconic with the 2D body.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well.
Yep. I think we ought to go make sure our stuff's ready to go.
You ready to work,
dude?
Well,
so always gotta be ready.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
No, thank you for
having
having
a good
us.
old
This
time.
is fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
I know we see y'all, well, besides this year.
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
It's definitely been fun. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be able to help out every now and then. Appreciate that.
No, we appreciate having you
Who
guys.
did tires today, by the way? Who did tires?
Tomcat.
Shane and I.
Both of us.
Who did not do tires?
Oh,
I was sleeping.
Sleeping in. Getting caught sleeping in. That's the worst. But yeah,
Poor
appreciate
guy.
you guys having us on. It's awesome.
Shaster. Thank you, brother.
They use them calling me that. It might stick. You never know. Yeah, I got a couple weird nicknames that probably shouldn't share on a podcast. That's all right.
Let's go, boys.
Brother Wayne Stir.
Tyler.
TJ Stir.
Tyler Stir.
Say thank you, man.
Keister.
Thank you.
Keister. Well, that's going to do it for the Do It Talk with Teamscream. Had a great time. Thanks, guys, for joining. And any final outro?
I don't have an outro. That's all you, dude.
Dude,
You got it.
keep on doing it with the Do It Boys. We'll see you later, baby.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo!